Welcome to the show, everybody. We got Brian back on this week. We talked a little bit about football and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. A little bit about some random technology ideas. We talked about toenail clippings. Let's see. Nuclear war. We got into some weird topics once. We got into some good topics, I guess, once Jake left. And I guess Jake just basically bailed because he was tired or some shit. But yeah, enjoy the podcast. I thought it was pretty fun. He's over there he's waiting to play a YouTube video, so I gotta bail. All right, guys, enjoy the podcast. I don't know who. I don't think we have anybody scheduled right now, but we'll be sure to let you guys know. Also, follow us on Twitter if you guys are on Twitter, because we got a new Twitter last week, and I've been meaning to put it in the middle, the break segment there, but I don't feel like doing it, so I'm just gonna say it now. All right, guys, enjoy the show. Yeah. So I watched these black guys the other night on YouTube.
Oh.
And it was pretty awesome. They were it's just two random black dudes reacting to songs. And there's so many fucking channels of people doing that.
Yeah.
Which is
so what made this one good?
Because it was two black guys playing Ghost of Perdition by Opeth.
What? Didn't happen?
They were it did happen. They're called Lost in Vegas or something, I think.
Okay.
And they did not like it.
Well, I'm not surprised.
The black people didn't like it, or?
Well, from the rest of their videos that I saw, in the suggested things, they had it shows them, and then in the background it shows the album art.
Uh-huh.
So I saw Metallica and Rage Against the Machine and a bunch of other rock bands. So apparently they react to those too.
Well,
so maybe they like rock, but they don't like. But I watched one.
Maybe they don't like any of it, but they're just capitalizing on the fact that I can put out more videos.
Yeah.
By taking every suggestion.
Every genre. Mm-hmm. I did watch one after it, and they listened to The Heaviest Matter in the Universe by Gojira, and they fucking were digging it. They were loving it. It was pretty awesome, actually.
Interesting.
It was really interesting because they didn't like Opeth because of the screaming vocals. And it made me think about the way Gojira, the way they incorporate their screams.
Yeah.
Because it's not really, it's more of a yell than a scream.
Mm-hmm. Kind of, yeah. It's definitely
it's a melodic scream.
It's a bit more enunciated.
Yeah. That's what I always liked about it, because it does have a melody to it, in a sense.
Mm.
Yeah, I like Gojira's vocals a lot.
Yeah.
They're good, and they're also easy to listen to, easier to understand.
Yeah.
Same reason why I like Lamb of God. It's probably not the most technical metal out there, but it's easy to listen to. It's easy to digest.
Yeah, it's definitely a different vocal style. It's not the more guttural one that the Cal Lagerfeld uses. It's called Fry, the way that Randy Blythe from Lamb of God does it.
Mm. There's definitely a degree of technicality though in Lamb of God.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, Chris Adler is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Crazy good drummer.
But it's a different. I mean, as far as drums go, he's one of the best drummers I've heard.
Mm. And he's a robot too. He just looks completely effortless.
It's automatic.
Yeah.
He's like Mason Crosby kicking a field goal.
More like Justin Tucker, really. or like the Patriots fixing their games.
Dude, it's automatic.
Yeah, it is.
They had one penalty and it was on special teams.
I think the stat was 98 yards of penalties for the Patriots against 10 for the fucking Jags. So the Patriots got 98 yards of penalty yardage.
It's basically a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one fucking PI was basically a touchdown.
Yeah.
And it was I don't know. It was a touchdown.
The best part about that is that Cooks was out of bounds, so he couldn't have caught it anyway.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have been allowed to catch it anyway. He was out of bounds, and they called a PI.
Yeah, it's uncatchable technically.
Yep.
And then the most egregious call in the whole thing was honestly Barry Church's hit on Gronk.
He blasted Gronk though.
Yeah,
he didn't.
Well,
really
he hit him.
With
his shoulder hit first, and then Gronk started to go down, and then their helmets hit.
He didn't really lead with his head.
Yeah. No, that game was such an ugly game. And it's not even just because I wanted the Patriots to lose. It's about a third of that. I did want them to lose. But just watching that game start to finish was just so... It just made me so angry.
Mm-hmm.
It just...
The second half just, it was completely different because the Patriots, started playing defense all of a sudden.
I think that what the Jaguars were doing is they played not to lose. They didn't play to win. They played to not lose, and that's what fucked them.
Well, that's Doug Marrone.
Yep.
I mean, we saw that at Syracuse.
Yeah, so I was extremely annoyed with that.
I'm sick of seeing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That's all. It's just not fun.
I'm sure it's fun for Patriots fans.
I don't even know if it is.
No.
It can't
it's
be.
Not. It loses its impact when you're there every fucking year. You're in the AFC Championship every year. That loses its impact.
They haven't missed an AFC Championship game since I was...
7 years, probably, right?
Freshman in high school, yeah. Or a sophomore.
I think it's 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. It's probably exciting for Patriots fans, but at one point it's isn't it just boring?
That's what I'm saying.
What's the point of even tuning in?
Well, there's a lot of people who play video games on easy. They're just there for the journey. They don't care if...
There's different. There's a narrative there. I guess you could say there's a narrative for sports, but
yeah,
I get bored. I don't even have a dog in the fight, but I get bored watching the Patriots.
It's just
every
weird
year.
it's just the NFL. Ultimately, they would rather see the Patriots in the Super Bowl than having Jacksonville versus fucking Minnesota or versus Philadelphia.
Well, I was talking to the guys at the bar. I was saying that if it was up to Roger Goodell, it would be Patriots Cowboys every year because that's the two biggest fan bases.
Mm-hmm.
Or even Steelers Cowboys.
Pittsburgh.
But I don't know. It's really annoying seeing it. They didn't even look good, I guess. Last year, the Patriots looked really good, and it was exciting to watch them. But this year, it's just...
They just look like the Patriots.
Yeah, they get 2 or 3 plays, and then they throw a pass down the field to get a PI.
Yeah.
Or they get a ridiculous unnecessary roughness, or they get a defensive holding that goes against.
Yeah, there was a lot of times where he would just throw it up down the sideline, and he'd just happen to get a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess is a strategy that you could take, but
I don't know. It was just boring. I give that game a solid 3 out of 10. Probably the worst playoff game I've seen this year. Yeah, that was even worse than Jacksonville Buffalo. I'm not even kidding. At least that game had people actually fucking doing shit, and it wasn't all penalties.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people stop watching.
It gets. I think it's more frustrating when your team loses by shooting themselves in the foot with penalties.
Yeah.
Versus losing straight up.
If it was the Jaguars had 50 or 60 yards the Jaguars had 98 yards and the Patriots had 50 yards of penalties. If it was close, but it wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't.
You're talking they had a holding call on a punt, right? Or a kickoff.
Oh man, I watched so many plays where the Patriots offensive line was clearly holding, clearly holding, because the Jacksonville pass rush is crazy, but they were holding a lot and not getting flagged for it. I said that in the middle of the game. I think I texted Christian and I was like, dude, they are holding like on every fucking snap. Mm-hmm. And there's no flags.
Eagles just got a interception, it looks like, or a fumble.
Fumble.
This is going to be like Bill Burr's podcast a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Where he was watching
it was pretty fucking amazing.
Vikings game.
Yeah. Oh! No
that
way!
Did not
no.
just happen.
That did not just happen. I don't know. I'm losing interest in sports.
Should start watching curling, dude.
Can't wait for those
it's
Winter
getting
Olympics.
Good. Yeah, it's
getting good.
It's getting good right now. The playoffs.
I gotta catch up on the season.
Yeah.
When's it on Netflix? When's curling coming to Netflix?
They put the whole season on after the season's over. Then you can binge. You can binge a whole season of curling.
Like that's like honestly why
genius. Like Netflix sports.
That's kind of why I didn't get into sports like before. Was always like I could never keep up with like a season of it. So it'd be like I'll just watch it all when it comes out.
Just binge it.
Yeah. Like I'll just watch all of it when it comes out on Netflix. But then like there's no fun in talking about it. It's just like, oh man, I just watched like game 3 of the season. Do you guys remember what happened?
Remember week 3, guys?
let me fill you guys in.
I don't even know if I can tell you.
Remember 20 weeks ago?
Seriously.
Let me fill you guys in real quick about what just happened on my TV screen.
Did you watch any Panthers games this year?
I watched like maybe 6 or 7, but
I should have paid for Game Pass with one game left in the season.
They were saying on the NFL Network today that
I even have Game Pass and I didn't even watch half the season. So it's just I had other things to do.
Well, you could watch a game and listen to audiobooks at the same time.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I only listen to audiobooks when I'm at work.
Well, you could watch games at work and listen to audiobooks all at the same time.
Yeah, or you could watch audiobooks and listen to games.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea either. Or you'd be reading a book and listening to a game book.
Yeah.
Audio game.
I don't see why more people don't do that. It's a shame. I just, yeah, I don't know.
I feel like that happens for baseball a lot. You know, people just sort of...
Baseball is such an easy sport to
listen to baseball.
Oh, yeah, radio. Baseball games are easy to listen to, though. Like, because it's slower paced.
I used to, like, listen to the radio on my way, like, to and from, like, places, like, pretty often. But, like, during the baseball season, I fucking hate it. Like, all of the, like, classic rock stations are nothing but, like, baseball coverage. And I'm just like, I just want to listen to, like, classic fucking rock. Some 70s and 80s shit on my way to the gym. Or, you know, on my way downtown.
It's going to get worse, too, because the Yankees are good again.
Ugh. I don't really have anything against the Yankees.
I didn't think you watch baseball.
I don't.
And the Yankees are good again, so it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get better for me, because I like watching the Yankees, but I don't like watching them lose 65 times a year, however much. Actually, 65 losses is a good record. I don't like watching them lose 70 times a year. Isn't that crazy? I don't think I've seen the Cowboys lose 70 games in my whole life, but I've seen the Yankees lose over 100. So they play fucking 164 a year?
Basically every day.
Yeah.
More or less. I think you're playing maybe 4 times a week.
At least.
Yeah. 4 or 5 times,
Fuck
yeah,
that.
I would say. Which is, it's not a super demanding sport.
No.
Really?
No, I could play it looking the way I look.
I mean, you have to be athletic, realistically.
Not really.
To play in the major leagues.
Yeah.
Look at David Ortiz.
Those guys are tough as shit, though.
David Ortiz is... there are different roles. There's different roles. Like, you could just be a
but even with
slugger.
PEDs, you gotta work out a lot.
Yeah, you ever done PEDs?
Nope.
How would you know?
Because I know people who have.
That's a good point. Let's get Vinny on the show.
Not Vinny.
I mean,
have Vinny on the show, but like Vinny has no experience with PEDs
that we know of. Has he ever done a piss test?
We haven't really. Yeah, we haven't tested him.
He would be a lot bigger with all the shit that he does to exercise.
What if he's this big because of PEDs?
No.
You don't know.
That's probably what it is.
What if he just drinks a lot of whole milk and the whole milk has PEDs in it that I put in it?
Maybe that's what John Jones got caught with.
Whole milk.
That's what it was.
John, you got
whole milk laced with.
John, you popped on the drug test.
John Whole Milk Jones.
Burned air.
They call him Bones because of how much calcium he gets.
They call him Bones because of all the dick pills.
John Got Milk Jones. He wins the title. Instead of giving him a bottle of champagne, they just give him a glass of milk.
Yeah, there's like, I mean, you could be like a slugger in the major leagues and not have a ton of speed.
I'm not trying to say you don't have to be athletic. I'm just saying it's a lot less than people think. I think you have to be more athletic to be a NASCAR driver than you have to be a baseball player.
I don't know if it's like
some ways.
I don't know if it's athletic. I think it's more like
healthy. Not eating a whole Little Caesars pizza in 30 minutes.
Yeah. NASCAR drivers can't do that.
I just missed the cuff.
It's hard to say. Like there's it's like a durability, like a toughness kind of thing.
Yeah.
For NASCAR because of the heat and just the
bladder control.
Like,
I don't think they need to worry about that. I think they just got tubes now.
I think they probably have tubes.
They have catheters in while they race.
They have an
in car fast enough.
Yeah.
They have an in tube to drink, and then they have an out tube to export, and it just drops out the back of the car.
It's all just one bag.
They just recycle it. Well, Danica Patrick was on Rogan the other day.
Yeah.
She's dating Aaron Rodgers now, apparently.
Oh, yeah, I saw something.
That's what I was told.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I thought he was still with Olivia Munn or whatever.
No, she said that he wouldn't touch her, so she broke up with him.
Oh.
Apparently.
Yeah, but she was asking for it.
Well, she didn't.
She was asking for it. She was asking to get touched.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing it. So.
What's that, Carson Wentz? Yep. Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. Yep. Eagles win Super Bowl guaranteed right now.
Certainly is looking that way.
I can't wait to actually root for the Eagles. Because that's going to happen.
I can't believe I'm about to root for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Again. It's going to be the...
I couldn't even justify it, though. Like, even if it was the Bears, I couldn't justify rooting for the Patriots. Like, if it was the Bears-Patriots...
I literally hate the Eagles that much. Their fans are the most annoying people of all time. They've literally done nothing ever, and they're the most douchebag fans I've ever met.
I don't know. Patriots fans are pretty bad.
Yeah, but they just started watching football. They have an excuse.
That's true. They're like 13.
Yeah. Like remember when the Seahawks were good for like 2 years and all the Seahawks fans?
Yep.
Like, oh yeah, that was
size small or large kids.
Yeah. They're like 19-year-old emo girls.
Yeah.
That watch the Patriots and Bill Burr.
No, they'd be too offended by Bill Burr.
I was thinking about phone books yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about them?
Because they're dead. Like, they're completely dead. They used to be like
They still deliver them yearly.
Yeah. But like,
or
how
whatever.
do you, like,
However
what I never
often
understood,
they deliver them.
They were always an enigma to me, though. Like, because I was always like, how the fuck do you get in? Like, do you have to send that in, or do you go talk to somebody to get your number in there? And how does it update? Is it like a fucking Harry Potter book that updates itself?
There's like a registry, and you ask to be removed. Otherwise, it just puts you in there.
So, okay, it just puts you in there?
Yeah, it's a public registry.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you can just be like, I don't want people to know who I am.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. It's basically like it's basically Facebook before there was Facebook. Like, it was the only way to get a hold of people.
That's why they call it Facebook instead of phone book.
Like, I remember, like, as a kid, like, not knowing what my friends' parents' names were. So it would be like,
checking every
it's my friend something Smith. Gotta call, like, this
Every
entire
Smith.
page of the phone book.
Yeah.
The worst was when you try to call Blockbuster and there's like 6 different Blockbusters there.
Yeah. I don't remember that at all.
There were a lot of busters.
There were a few busters. There was B Buster, there was BL Buster, BLO Buster, and then Blockbuster. You didn't know which one was which.
Blow Buster.
Blow Buster.
I feel like I would have tried
Bluster
Blockbuster
first. I fucking miss Blockbuster, man. I remember going through the phone book exclusively to find where people's addresses were so I could send them...
Oh, they had addresses
yeah, your address is
I
in
never
there.
even, like, looked at the phone book.
To look at the address to see where, birthday parties. I can't enunciate my words right now. Jesus.
You enunciated fine, you just couldn't draw the words.
I couldn't draw the words out. But birthday party invitations, I would do them by mail as a kid.
Yeah.
And I remember looking through and like they were like, you can only invite 12 kids because we're fucking poor. We're going to Blockbuster for your birthday.
You just go there and you rent movies together that
home.
You don't watch together.
No, we'd go there to get candy. They had the cheapest candy in the city.
That's true. It was pretty cheap.
They had the one that looked like a bottle of hair gel, but it was like sour goo.
Yep. Yep, I got that so many times.
Yep. That was like the only place to get Nerds ropes too.
Yeah, those are great.
That and the movie theater, but if you're paying like
it's
$4 for one at the movie theater.
It's like $3.50. So yeah, basically $4.
Yeah.
I never delivered. I never really sent anything out in the mail as like when I was younger.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like if I had like a birthday party or something, I'd just tell people at school.
Right.
Because that's.
But aren't you? Isn't your birthday like in the summer?
Yeah, it's at the end of June.
Yeah. So
one of those days.
So he didn't really have that option unless he like planned ahead like a month.
What was my what? I'm sorry. People are still mad about fantasy football on my phone, and I'm just laughing internally about it. They didn't check the boxes.
Shit, I don't even know what I was gonna say now.
No,
birthday parties.
He was talking about how he wouldn't worry about sending out invitations by mail or anything.
Because I would just
Because he would just see the people in school.
Oh yeah,
and
no, I
didn't
didn't have that option.
Yeah,
because my birthday's at the end of June.
Well, kids like that are growing up now, they're not gonna know what the fuck a phone book is.
They're not gonna know what a birthday party is either.
Like they're gonna open up their phone and they see the little icon for like calling.
They're not gonna know what
be
that
like,
is
oh,
either.
that's the calling icon. They have no idea that that's actually what a phone used to look like.
Same with the save icon in Microsoft Word.
Yeah, it's a floppy disk.
I mean, dictionaries and shit won't even be around at a certain point.
But people will still know dictionary.com.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to stop making dictionaries.
Or people will just be like, they'll see a phone book and be like, what the fuck is that, a dictionary? Like,
what is this, a dictionary for phones?
Yes. It's a local phone dictionary.
That was literally the social media.
That's what we should start calling them.
You know, the crazy thing to me is that there are going to be kids that are growing up that didn't know that dick pics weren't always an option. They're going to be like, you mean you used to have to show your dick to people in public or send it by carrier pigeon or through mail?
Well, I mean,
you couldn't just send it to them instantly?
You'd have to get it developed.
Yeah.
And that was a hassle.
Yeah, that was almost before my time.
But, and like, think about how many leaks there were back then. Because, like, you had people, like, actually, like...
I thought leaks were, like, a new thing, like kale.
Well, I mean, like...
Yeah, you got people working in...
Like, people were actually in, like, you know, the dark rooms, like, you know, doing your film.
Yeah. They could take a spare dick pic out and...
They could just make another copy of it, because they're just making copies off of the roll of film.
Yeah, and, like, when you use the film, you can't, like, review your photos. Like, you just take them.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't see them until... You wouldn't know what they even look like until they eventually are developed and shit.
Yeah.
Which is fucking weird. Like, it's crazy to think of that now.
I remember the first digital camera my parents got, how crazy it was to see that you could take a picture and look at it at the same time.
And then be like, oh, this one's
like,
no
yeah,
good.
like Polaroids? That must have been mind-blowing.
That shit, yeah.
Oh, true.
Where it would just
they're coming
out.
back. Did you know that? The Polaroids are coming back?
It's like a hipster thing.
Yeah, it's pretty
like
retro.
It's not like a... It's not like everyone's going to be using them, but it's like, you know.
They're going to be built into your phone. That's
like, okay, so
thing. Like, you just would need a printer.
Did you ever
like a Game Boy?
Like a
Game
printer
Boy.
built into your phone.
the Game Boy printer.
Is that what you were just gonna say?
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
So the Game Boy had like a printer attachment that you could do with it, and then there was like one where like it was like a camera, and you could attach the two into one on your Game Boy Color, and like you could snap a picture of yourself. It would show up on your screen, like in pixel, and then like you could print it out through this like Game Boy printer thing.
Yeah, it was weird.
Nintendo always did weird shit though.
Yeah.
Remember the Virtual Boy?
The Virtual Boy, and then there was
Now they got Labo.
Yeah.
It's just cardboard.
Yo, that thing was weird. I had to watch that like twice or
I
thrice
still don't get what the fuck
get
it
it,
is.
but like I knew there were circuits involved, but
yeah,
but you can just print. Your
how
own
tough
circuit.
is that cardboard going to be if you're buying it for fucking kids? Imagine spending all that money just for them to fuck up the
It'll
cardboard.
be heavier duty than fucking like a Amazon box or something.
Yeah.
But still,
I don't know, man.
I don't have a Google Cardboard,
Well,
but I
just
would imagine
don't have kids.
way ahead of you.
They'll ruin your cardboard.
I would imagine
that's reason number one why not to have kids. They'll ruin your cardboard.
Well, yeah, I guess. But I feel like Google Cardboard is basically what the durability of it would be.
Like I thought you were gonna say like the gateway drug into Nintendo Labo.
I don't know, man.
They had a lot of cool stuff though. Like Nintendo was hit or miss with those things. Like they were all gimmicky, but they would be hit or miss. Like I did really like the idea of like Pokemon Stadium and pulling like Pokemon from your Game Boy games into the game with that like adapter, which I think was the same thing as the Virtual Boy, right?
Wait,
you would
what?
you would
No.
be able to play.
Virtual Boy was its own console.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. What was that thing called then? That adapter
For the Pokemon Stadium?
Yeah, it would plug
It was
into
like
where
the
your Rumble pack is.
Super Game Boy, the Super Game Boy adapter. They had one for
I don't know what it was
Super
called, but I just
Nintendo and
remember
one for
using it.
GameCube. I had the one for GameCube. You could plug your. It was a thing that you put Game Boy Color cartridges or like Game Boy Advance cartridges into that would go onto your TV, but it would also read your files and shit.
Yeah, because there was one for the N64 that would go into the back where the Rumble pack goes.
Yeah.
Which the Rumble pack, like when I saw that shit, I was like, "Oh, I gotta get that." Like,
Wasn't that just vibration?
Yeah, and all it did was shake the back of the controller. Like it just shook that one spot. There was like a Star Fox. I think it was in Star Fox 64 or something, or it came with it or some random shit. But there was a promo video for the Rumble pack. And I remember watching it like so many times, wanting a fucking Rumble pack. And it does not, it's like not good. Like it's really not. It's just a fucking thing that attaches and shakes the controller.
Yeah.
But at the time it was revolutionary.
Yeah.
And nowadays the Nintendo Switch has like that HD Rumble, which is pretty cool. Like it builds, like you can feel it build slowly, and it has like certain it just has like, I guess like 1-2 Switch has like a game mode where you can move it back and forth, and there's like, it simulates like balls in like a tube, and you have to like count how many it feels like you have in yours. It's like, it's fucking weird. It's all HD Rumble based though.
Yeah.
So you like tilt it and you feel how many
it vibrates based on something that's in the game.
Yeah, like the kinetic energy. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But I don't see what the practicality is of that. Like that's really just for that game.
Gimmicks.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's $60 for 1-2 switch.
But I will say there were
Snipper
times...
clips you can get for $20 though.
Yeah. There were times in Breath of the Wild where I would notice the HD rumble. Like, you wouldn't think you would notice it. Like, you would think it was kind of just something you have, but you don't think about.
Yeah, you're just like, playing along, and then you're like, whoa, this rumble just got real high.
It feels, it does feel different. Like, I would feel a boss like approaching like from a distance, so you could feel how intense it was, and it was weird because it didn't feel like it would on
didn't feel
like
a
Xbox.
Normal rumble pack.
Right, yeah, basically
felt like high definition.
It just feels I don't know, it does feel a little bit better. It's just nicer, but it's something that you don't need, but it does enhance that the feeling. Yeah, I like it. I like the Switch a lot. I can't wait until they get Smash Brothers and Pokemon and shit on there.
Madden.
Super Mega Baseball.
Super Madden Baseball?
Yep. Super Madden Curling. 2018. Netflix edition.
Yeah.
And then you can just binge it.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's been a while actually. Like Jake and I were talking about it when I picked him up. It's like
since you've been curling.
No, since
Brian and I have seen each other.
The three of us got together. It's been a while.
It's been over a month.
It has?
Since Shub. We were at Wes's for like an hour and a half. With Bill
it's legitimately been since Shub.
Yeah, but you could just listen to one of our old podcasts.
No, well, I mean, like that's not us getting together.
I mean, we could all listen to it together.
We could.
Seth and I do that with Scrubs all the time. We'll call each other when Scrubs on and we'll listen to it together.
And then we sync it up through the microphones.
But
I can't believe that happened. That actually worked too.
We did that multiple times.
Yeah. I wish they would have they had a Netflix party thing originally on the Netflix app on Xbox, so you could party up in Netflix and watch a show together, which is how it still should be. Like you still should be able to watch. Like it should just be synced up automatically.
I bet you they got rid of it because PS4 can't do that.
They got rid of it because they wanted the app just to be uniform. It took too much work to...
PS4 didn't allow it with Xbox users. So
right.
Well, didn't PS4 not start with party chat? It wasn't like... Remember PS3's party chat? You had to be at the home screen in order to fucking voice chat.
I think it started with it.
PlayStation 4?
Party chat. PS3 started with party chat, but you had to be in the main menu. You couldn't play a game and be in a party at the same time.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or you could...
It was bad.
If you were in a game, it had to be a text lobby. It couldn't be a voice lobby.
Wait, it launched with that?
PS3, that's all it got.
Oh.
Was, if you want to be in a voice chat, you had to be at the main screen.
Yeah, the Xbox 360 did a great job with, like, changing over time. Like, it really did, like, evolve pretty well.
The original dashboard was, like, the sliding pages?
Yeah. It's a completely different console now.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get one now and have access to, like, most of the stuff the one has as far as, like, apps and features and things like that.
I like the original layout for the Xbox 360 a little bit more, to be honest.
There was a couple of them. It'd be cool to like go back and look at the different.
And I don't like the new layout for the Xbone. I hate the layout for the store. First of all, there's no way to sort by genre. It's literally it sorts by popular games, newest releases, games that are on sale, and then movies. That's all that's on the screen.
Yeah, all I ever look at is games on sale.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
And then the worst is when I went to work, my buddy's like, oh yeah, I've been playing he's been playing the Metal Gear Survive beta. I'm like, how the fuck did you even know I didn't even know that was going on. It's been going on for like 4 days now, apparently. I think it ended either last night or it ends tonight. And I'm like, I didn't even know that was going on. And apparently, like, you had to look it up. It wasn't even on the store. He just like one of his friends found it, like looking up Metal Gear Solid 5 and saw Metal Gear Survive.
No, that's what Konami does with Kojima's products.
Well, I think part of it too is because there's no fucking
doesn't advertise them and then bitches about sales.
No, I'm just saying that you can't tell when shit is on the Microsoft Store. Is basically what I'm saying. There's not even like on the PlayStation Store you can click a thing that says like early access or betas or free to play games. There's nothing like that.
There should just be a new section where literally the most recent thing that was updated on that store is there. I mean, you would think
it's just DLC packages for like
it would be
10 minutes.
It would be
probably.
I'm scrolling.
But it's very annoying because there's no wish list, or I haven't found a wish list. So there's not a way to know if games that I am interested in are going on sale unless I just happen to look at the store at the right time.
They definitely should do that.
Like the PlayStation Store was just so much easier. Remember it on PS3 when it was the store was a store layout, but there wasn't a cursor and it was a mouse. You had to navigate with a fucking mouse.
Yep.
That was awful. No. I don't know, man.
I didn't have a PS3.
You didn't have a PS3? The original PlayStation Store was fucking hilarious. Questlove's in the house.
No shit.
Yep, Questlove's playing the halftime show.
And they're all geeking out about it. Michael Strahan's like having a heart attack.
Questlove! Shit! Yeah, I've been just bored with video games lately. I tell you, I quit Pokemon already because I got fucking mad and I'm not touching it again for a while.
You gotta get good, dude.
I played like 6 or 7 hours straight of Pokemon Omega Ruby. Closed my DS. Never saved. I had in one playthrough, like I sat down, I did the Team Magma base, got the last 2 badges, and like made it to the Elite Four.
Yeah, but doesn't closing it just?
Well, I ended up dying. Basically, it died while it was closed.
Well, you gotta save, dude.
I thought I did, dude.
In Pokemon, like in any game where it doesn't autosave, I am like, that's like half of the game is me saving all the fucking time.
I gotta check the boxes, man. I was just I went to play it the other day and I was a gym before the Team Magma base. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Looking through my Pokemon, I don't have any of the Pokemon that I caught or any of the items. And none of my evolutions. So I've been watching Ghost Adventures.
Naturally.
That's what you do when you give up on Pokemon.
Yeah, I can't stop.
Well, even games that don't or do have autosave, I still save if I can. Like if that's
I mostly just wasn't expecting my DS to die while it was closed.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
doesn't it have the it has indicators and shit too, doesn't it? It has the red light on there and
didn't notice.
You gotta just.
It was closed for like overnight. Usually, like closing
it must have been low on battery already then, because I think it goes into sleep when you close it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it uses too much battery in sleep mode.
No, it was probably more than overnight. Probably like 2 nights, because I played it and then didn't play it for a while. I opened it back up and it was dead.
I don't know. I thought about getting that Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, but I think I'm gonna go back farther and just get red version.
I'm gonna get Crystal.
I mean, I like the idea of getting all of Gen 1 and just transferring it to like. I really hope that when the Switch comes out with a Pokemon game, that they move Pokemon Bank to that.
I imagine they will,
because then I can just transfer all my shit from Sun and Moon, which would be fucking sweet. Which I really like that, because then there's a continuity where you feel like you're still the same person, like you feel like you're the same character in a way.
Yeah, like I've always had the option to do those things, like because I played like every game, and like I would always have like at least the 2 devices where I could use like the cable, or they could both connect to the internet or whatever. But like, I think the only game that I ever actually transferred the Pokemon into was like when I was playing like Silver and Gold.
Well,
because like I actually like wanted like I got all 6 starters,
right?
Like back in Gen 2, and like I just tried to run like the whole game with just them, but
back then it was just because you would have a different legendary, or you could just, if you had the other game, you could just start a new game and transfer that starter, and then have all 3 starters.
Yeah, which is what I did.
Yeah, that's really all it was for.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
start a game off, have like Bulbasaur, Charizard, and Pikachu all at once,
and Bayleaf, Totodile, and Cyndaquil all at the same time. Well, like
you didn't even think about it until afterwards.
You just like
I just start off with fucking 6 Rattatas. Just like I just sent you out to get the Pokédex. How do you already have 6 Onyxes? I know a guy.
Well, look,
I grew up with
you
Brock.
Leave the Pokemon Center and like you haven't even battled like your rival yet, like for the first time, and like he's like, "Oh, look what I got! It's better than what you got." And then it's just like, "Oh, really? Because I have that too."
Throws out
and I have this and that.
You just throw out a
missing no as a starter.
You're playing Pokemon Yellow. You just have a Groudon in the beginning of the game. Just you throw the Pokeball out and it gets out of the Pokeball and just destroys the whole building.
There was a special event in Pokemon Go yesterday, and I got a shiny Pikachu with Surf as one of his moves.
Okay.
It's like the Surf and Pikachu.
That was the Pikachu from
Alolan Pikachu?
Pikachu from Yellow could learn Surf, which was pretty baller.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
That might be the version to get. Yellow
is the best one, yeah. It's wicked easy. It's probably the easiest Pokemon ever made. Because Pikachu, for some, like, I don't know if you can transfer that Pikachu out, though. I think it has to stay. Because you can't even evolve it with a Thunderstone. It won't evolve.
It's just constantly a Pikachu.
It's just constantly a Pikachu. I don't even think you can take it out of your party.
It's got like a Everstone lodged in its anus. I don't know. I don't. It's not like I'm gonna ever use Pikachu or Raichu. Like I could get something better than that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe
like a Raikou or something. If you get into Gen 3, is it Gen 2?
Sephiroth,
Gen 2,
probably.
Yeah.
Cloud.
Yeah.
Cloud.
So like
Cloud.
There's one thing that like when it happened recently, I was like, I need to bring this up next time I'm on the pod.
He's always brainstorming podcast ideas.
Yeah, it's actually true.
When we get on here, we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
When
we get here, we
Gold
wing
version.
it, and I never bring up any of the notes that I've written down.
We talk about Rumble packs and shit.
Yep.
Phone books and Rumble packs.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. We got I got my buddy Jake and my buddy Brian on, and we talk about
phone books.
We talk about phone books and Rumble packs, and yeah.
Enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show.
Okay, so yeah, like so New Year's happened. Like since the last time I was on, and
how was your New Year's?
Uneventful. Like legitimately, like I was upstairs just like watching shit on like YouTube, and then I was like, "Oh, the ball's gonna drop." I'll walk downstairs, and like I joined my parents. They were like, my dad had a beer, my mom was drinking wine, and like they're like, "You need to get a drink." And so I ran to the kitchen really quick because it was like the countdown had started.
Gets whole milk.
I did. I legitimately came back with whole milk.
I cannot breathe.
But so the thing was that like, so I watched the ball drop happen, and then like a few minutes pass, and like they sort of like say their goodbyes and like whatever. Like, and then
What?
and then another countdown starts up, and I'm like, what's this? And then I'm like, wait, so like, not everyone in America just celebrates the East Coast New Year's? For some reason, it did not click in my mind that they would celebrate their own midnight on New Year's.
What do you mean?
Like, people in like
Indiana?
Yeah.
It's a different time
Isn't that
zone.
our time zone? Is Indiana our time zone?
No.
All right, let's go to Denver. Because I know Denver for sure is not in our time zone.
Right. So I've just assumed, like, okay, so I have my moments where, like, there are things that, you know, just somehow get by me. Like, generally, I'm pretty quick to catch on to things.
Yeah.
Time zones
like,
aren't one of those things.
But I guess, like, I've just never thought that the other time zones would celebrate their own, like, New Year's. I just assumed, like, oh, the ball dropping in New York City is, like, so iconic.
What is
that the whole, you know, U.S. would just celebrate that. And then I'm just like, if I ever miss it, I could just watch it 3 more times now.
Yeah, I never thought about that, really.
Why would
That's a good point.
Yeah.
The best part is what is the equivalent of the Times Square ball dropping for people in other time zones?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what
is,
city
like,
do they pick? Do they pick like Gary, Indiana?
Yeah, like the people in LA.
Or like,
It's like 9 o'clock.
I would like
it's like 9 o'clock and you're watching the fucking ball drop in LA.
Yeah.
And everybody else down there is celebrating. You're like, what the fuck? I gotta wait 3 hours to drink this fucking champagne.
Yep. Like they're just holding the glass.
Yeah, they're just holding
like
it for 3 hours.
all of the fizz goes away.
You know what this tastes like? It tastes like you know those Flintstones vitamins?
What even is it that you're drinking?
It's a Star Wars Space Punch.
Oh.
First off, is it good? Because I remember Flintstone vitamins
like
tasting good.
Flintstone vitamins. That's what it tastes like. The chewable ones.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know.
You don't? It's like
I've
it's
never
like a
had
really
Flintstones vitamins.
It's like a really sugary, like weird taste.
Like a pixie stick, but medicinal.
No.
What's up with the flea flickers today, dude? That's the 4th flea flicker I've seen today.
That Bortles one was clean.
Yeah, dude, the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. It's 31-7 right now. Holy fuck.
Yep.
Okay, this has 40% vitamin B, B6, and 50% B12. That explains it.
Yep.
It's literally Flintstones vitamins. Whatever happened to those? They still gotta have those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure they make chewy ones now. Mm-hmm. You know, for kids.
Because Flintstones vitamins weren't for kids before.
I thought that. What do you mean chewy ones? They're always chewable.
No, like chewier ones, like a
gummy,
like an airhead,
like a gummy bear,
like an airhead.
For Christ's sake,
airhead. Jeez.
They were already candy-ish enough.
It like the whole thing about vitamins is they're supposed to be like you get your vitamins really quickly, like you just like pop them. But if it's like an airhead, you're like, fuck, I'm spending 20 minutes on.
You're
this
working
vitamin.
on your vitamins. Yeah, it's even better because you burn calories while you get healthy.
It's not why I get vitamins, dude. If I wanted to get my vitamins by spending time and eating it, I would eat actual food.
You're acting like eating an airhead is like the most challenging thing.
It might be the hardest thing I do today.
Honestly, the hardest part is opening the wrapper so that you can progress.
So you can take the airhead out at once instead of taking it out half. You know what I mean?
No. I always take it out. You have to be able to progress.
It's
like eating a banana. Like, you know how you pull the banana peel and you just pull it down a little bit more as you go?
No.
What? Do you just pull the whole
take
banana
the whole banana out? Yeah.
I never knew that. I didn't know.
Do you do that with an orange too? Do you only peel some of the orange?
No, you peel the whole orange.
Exactly.
That's a different.
You're comparing oranges and bananas right now, dude.
It's oranges to bananas, basically.
You gotta check all the boxes, man.
See, like I had a conversation about peeling bananas the other day at work, Because
of course you did.
There's like everyone makes the argument about, oh, do you start from the top or the bottom? And I'm just like, I legitimately start from the middle.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are we talking about bananas?
Yeah.
How do you start from the bottom of a banana?
That's how you're supposed to open it.
Apparently.
Okay, so is that... Wait.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
You pinch it, and it literally breaks open, and you peel it all out from the bottom.
No.
Yeah, or you used your teeth.
No.
Do you have a banana in here?
I don't have bananas, no.
But you could just snap it off from the top.
Yeah, I always
No, but you have a higher risk of breaking off the top part.
Not if you're good.
Nah.
But you see, what I do is I just grab into the middle of it, and I rip off one of the sides, because there's sort of like, the slanted edges.
It's like calluses.
Yeah. So I just pull off one whole one of those, and the whole banana can just come out from that.
And then you just hold the fucking banana?
Like no, I keep it within the rest of the
like
the
a
thing.
hot dog? So it looks like a hot dog is what you're saying.
Do you guys eat kiwis with the skin or without the skin?
We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Did we do fruit last time he was here, or did we?
Yeah, we did.
I think we just like turned it into a conversation about whether or not we like hair on people.
Oh yeah.
No, never mind then.
Let's avoid that.
We
this
talked
time.
about eating buttholes and stuff, right?
Maybe I don't.
Was that us? I don't remember.
No, that was with Graham.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Or no, that was with Bill.
Oh.
Or maybe it was Cody.
No,
you probably talk about it in every podcast.
I think I think we bring it up. You got to bring it up.
It's the quickest way to a girl's heart.
Their taint. I suppose.
Give or taint.
That's what Jim Florentine was on Diaz podcast the other day, and they were talking about that trying to get Lee to let his girlfriend lick his asshole. Because they all have Hello Tushy, so their assholes are clean.
Were they not feeling it?
No, Lee doesn't. He's not interested in that.
Is it because he's wrong?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm not too interested in receiving.
Well, it's because you don't have a bidet.
A portable bidet.
Most bidets are portable.
That's just.
Do you mean like potable?
What the fuck is that?
All I know is it's a word.
Potable?
Potable, yeah.
It's not a word I know of.
Potable?
I believe it's a word, but I don't know what it means.
I feel like I've seen it. I've seen it around. You know what I mean? Just hanging around here or there.
Potable is drinkable. So yeah, most bidets are drinkable.
Bidet. Oh.
I mean, I guess, yeah, to an extent. Can't argue with that.
I told you, dude, I'm a toxic.
He is a toxic. Did you watch Tom Segura's new stand-up?
Nope. I
Not
told
yet.
you, dude. I've been watching Ghost Adventures. I did
good.
watch Eden Lake last night. It was probably one of the most fucked up horror movies I've seen in a while.
In a good way?
In an angry way. It was really intense the whole time, and the end of the movie, like the last 20 minutes, would just make you more and more angry.
Was it like Martyrs, where it's just like, oh, here's this girl that's just gonna get beaten for 20 minutes?
No, it was more
that
like...
was like the most frustrating thing for me to watch. Like,
yeah,
good movie otherwise,
but watching her get skinned alive and stuff like that.
Like, it was just like the scenes where like she is in like the cell or whatever, and like the guy would come in every day and just beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's not potable, definitely.
Yeah,
it's just very infuriating.
Yeah.
It's basically this couple wants to go and have a nice romantic getaway and camp by this like lake in the woods, and these teenage kids are being dicks the whole time. So basically they try and confront the kids to get them to stop, and the kids decide to get worse and worse and worse, and end up doing really fucked up shit to the couple and other people that are at the park. And
sounds pretty good.
It's really unsettling. It's a good movie. Definitely one of the best movies I've seen, but it's just really, it made me really upset.
That's cool. I thought this one was going to be the game to watch. I thought this was going to be the close game. The other one wasn't.
There's still time.
Yeah, they're only down. They only need 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's doable. It's potable. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be like this. But then again, it's like, I mean, what?
I had to make sure we were pronouncing it right.
I haven't watched enough of the Eagles to know how good their defense is.
It's the best defense in the league by far.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, every single player they have is probably top 5 at their position. But you don't hear about it because they're not flashy. You know, they don't get a lot of sacks or a lot of picks or anything. They just don't fucking stop.
Yeah.
Or do they do stop? Because that's what defense is supposed to do, right?
You're not being gullible right now.
All right. Take a $5.
How far are we? How far along are we? I can't stay too late because I'm working fucking day shift tomorrow.
Stays too late. 55.
55?
55. I feel like it feels like it's been longer than that.
I agree.
Hasn't?
Nope.
What's a computer? Yeah. I fucking hate that
commercial
so much.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the same concept as like, what's a phone book? You know?
Yeah, but
people still use computers though. And Apple makes computers. That's the thing that bugs me. Phone books don't make computers.
No, they make Macs. Those are different. All right. We'll be right back. Clear Shots Podcast is produced and distributed for free. We don't pay anything to make it, and you don't pay anything to listen to it. The best way to hear Clear Shots Podcast is on YouTube. YouTube's going to have all of our full episodes, all of our clips, and also episodes of Clear Shots Plays, where we play video games and do our thing. Just search for us on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. If you're like me and you like doing other things while you listen to podcasts, check us out on SoundCloud. It's always going to have our latest episode. It only is going to have one episode at a time, but you'll be able to listen to the audio-only format, and it's the best way to listen to it while you're doing something else. You don't have to keep your screen on if you're listening on your phone or whatever. Check us out at soundcloud.com/ClearShotsPodcast. If you're on Facebook, check us out on Facebook as well. Like us, follow us. We always post new episodes. We always post clips. And we always post just random things here and there. Facebook.com/ClearShotsPodcast. And now, back to the episode.
To get olive oil? Oh, you just want a regular pizza? Sure.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I don't understand why anyone would ever get wings from Domino's. They're like the smallest chicken wings you've ever fucking seen, and they're way too expensive.
Yeah, just get them from Price Chopper, dude.
Well, if you're going to Price Chopper, you might as well just get a rotisserie chicken.
I fucking knew that was going to come at. You knew he was going to say that.
I know. I was setting him up for it.
If you're going to be in Price Chopper, though, it's like you can't really pass up the rotisserie chicken. Especially
I went there before I came here, and I passed it up.
But that's because you didn't see the rotisserie chicken.
I looked at them, and I said...
You did not look at the rotisserie
I've had
chicken.
enough of you.
No, it's not what happened. Because if you saw the rotisserie chicken, you would have purchased it.
Like, I probably have one of those a week. And
it's undeniable.
It's enough. I don't eat it twice.
It's not. No.
You talking about rotisserie chickens?
Yes.
Yeah, the rotisserie ones.
I haven't had. Wait, what do you mean? When you say rotisserie chickens, you mean like you just buy them pre-made, right?
It's like is it a half chicken or is it a whole chicken that they sell there?
I'm talking like rotisserie chickens.
I fucking hate him. I seriously cannot fucking stand him. I cannot fucking do this.
Like if we're going at it.
But yeah, it's a chicken that's cooked on a rotisserie.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, like, are they pre-made or do you buy the chicken there and then they rotisserie it?
No, they cook it ahead of time. It's in a bag and you just pick it up.
Yeah, okay, I've had one of those. They're fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's pre-rotisserie.
And you just open the bag up and there's even somewhere you
But like sometimes it's really dried out.
No.
You're getting the rotisserie turkey is what you're doing.
Yeah. No. Like I mean, like there are parts of the cut that are just really dried out. Like the white meat gets really dried out sometimes.
Just dunk it in your Pizza Hut.
It's because it's rotisserized. It's rotisserized. I
don't ever Pizza Hut.
They do it ahead of time. That's why.
Well, because you can get lobster there. You can get lobster there and then have them boiled.
Rotisserie lobster.
Fucking rotisserie lobster.
They have
fucking kill me. It's 38-7. I'm gonna fucking die.
They have rotisserie Lunchables now. They rotisserize them before they package them.
Whoa.
Individually. I can't believe how expensive Lunchables are now. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well,
wait, are they actually expensive now or?
If they're like four something.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
For like fucking two little tiny
like it's always the packs that have the drink mixed in with it that are $4.
Mixed in?
What do you mean?
Like it's like so it would be like here's the little tray that's got the things in it, and then there's like a drink on the side, like a Capri Sun, or it's got like a.
It's not a Capri Sun anymore. I don't think.
No, they stopped doing that. But like it was like.
Wait a minute! They canceled Capri Suns.
Did you see that referee just run? Like
they stopped putting Capri Suns in Lunchables.
Oh, I thought you meant they canceled Capri Suns.
No, Capri Sun still exists, and they're actually they added a whole bunch of new flavors, and they're good.
I saw online that you can buy like gallons of Capri Sun, and I wish I had one right now.
Dude, that's so funny. They basically just had like a scrum, like they were fighting, and they break it up, and the first thing that is in the spot where the fight was is a fucking cheerleader. Like one cheerleader dancing. Like what the fuck is going on?
Dude, it's Philadelphia. You know what's going on. Everybody's getting fucking AIDS.
That referee, like, he's supposed to watch the fucking field goal and judge whether or not it went through his side.
Yeah.
Instead, he sprinted towards the middle of the field to break up the fight.
Dude, This is people ask me why I hate Eagles, the Eagles and the Eagles fans and bald Eagles. It's because of this shit. You're winning 38-7 in the fourth quarter and you're starting shit. Like, you're really that much of a fucking dick. You can't just fucking win the game. You have to fucking shove a player and punch a guy after you kick an extra point to go up by fucking 31 points. You're that insecure? Like, what the fuck, man? I want Philadelphia to actually burn it. Did they start it? They did start it. What the fuck? That's why I want the Patriots to win again. I'm fucking sick of it, man.
Fly Eagles, fly. I'm an Eagles fan now.
Skull. I mean, shit, man. As long as
the Vikings deserve this, though.
After barely winning last week,
they shouldn't have won that last game. That's fucking pure luck.
The amount of on r/NFL, the amount of Vikings fans that came out of the woodwork after that.
Oh yeah.
And bandwagon flares on Reddit piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
That's just being a bitch. Especially, I love that on r/NBA, it lets you know how many times people change their bandwagon flares. They also do it on college basketball. If you look at it on Reddit, it shows them if you changed it, because you have to go through like a third party to change your flare.
Mm-hmm. So it has to be approved and shit.
Yeah, so it tells people how many times you've changed your flare. So it tells you if you've changed, like, my flare for NBA is Allen Iverson, but at first it was Blake Griffin for the Clippers. And then before that, it was Tracy McGrady for the Rockets. So if you click my thing, it shows that, I flip-flop all the time. Because it's the fucking NBA.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You might as well be a Seattle Supersonics fan. A Golden State Warriors fan.
The Supersonics have just as good a chance at winning the Super Bowl as the Vikings do.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
So, Brian, tell us about your ingrown toenail.
Yeah, you gonna do that or what?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You've been waiting.
Sure.
It's all he's been trying to get at it for hours and hours.
I have not been trying to get at it.
The entire break, Brian's just like, dude,
Like,
you guys won't let
seriously.
me talk about my toenail.
He was eating that rotisserie chicken, and he was like, "This tastes like my ingrown toenails. I need to talk about it."
Toenails, plural.
Like, I try to tell you guys a story while we're on our way to a show.
Yeah.
And you guys are like, no, save it for the podcast. And then you, like, give me shit.
And then you tell the whole story anyway.
Well, yeah, I did. Because I was already, like, halfway through it when you guys were like, dude, save it for the podcast. Well, okay, so anyways.
That's a blatant lie.
That's actually amazing. I'm sorry.
Like, I had this one fucking toenail that just wasn't growing for, like... 5-6 months, and I'm like, dude, this is a perk. This is a good thing. I don't have to trim that toenail.
No, it's not.
It's work. Thing. Like having to trim your toenails. I don't want to do that.
It takes like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but dude, it's like convincing yourself to do it. Like when you get to doing it, it's like this wasn't so bad, but you're like, I'm gonna lose my toenail somewhere. And then I'm going to find it.
You always do lose one of them.
Yeah, you always lose one.
Because as soon as it clips, it just missiles.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
Yep. Do you ever bend your toenails when you clip them?
Of course you do.
I don't fuck around with them.
You
they
have
just
to.
go in the garbage and...
No. You have to play with
it.
I can't sit next to them anymore.
Okay.
The fact that you don't play with your clipped toenails is fucking weird.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
But so anyways, like I'm just thinking it's like a perk, my toenail's just not growing or whatever. He
sells all of his toenail clippers on eBay and shit.
Yep.
He's like, I'm done with this.
I sold my right big toenail clipper.
Yeah.
I kept all the other ones because the other toenails kept growing.
You have a clipper for each toe.
Well, I think that's what you were implying by me selling it. Because there's only one.
It's probably really the way to do it. Then you could have, if it's sized up and it would take one clip.
Yeah, like you just line your foot up with it and you just
it's like
it cuts all of them at once.
Like a cutting board.
Yep.
I fucking love it. I'm sorry, the Eagles fans and some of the players and coaches are doing the skull chant right now.
Which the Vikings stole from someone else.
They stole from a soccer team.
They stole it from actual Vikings. Bullshit. Why don't the Eagles do some eagle related thing? Like just like flap their arms.
Because that's what the Jets do.
Why did the Jets flap their arms?
Because they're flying into the towers.
The Jets.
But Jets don't flap their arms.
Yeah, they do.
They just have engines.
Have you never been in a jet plane?
I've absolutely been in a jet plane.
They don't flap their arms. Yes, they do.
Oh my god, this guy is unreal.
I can't believe this guy. The guy has an ingrown toenail and he doesn't know jets flap their arms. And he passes up a rotisserie chicken. It's fucking
all in the same 24 hours.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Okay. So this toenail's not growing. It's a perk. I like it that it doesn't grow. Then it starts hurting. And like, I'm at work and I'm like doing all these things that like involve like foot pedals in order to like make the things function. So it's like all of a sudden I'm having all this pain in my toe, and so I go to a doctor and I he's like, whoa, I gotta get rid of this thing. So he sends me to a toe doctor specifically to take care of this toenail.
They have those?
Yeah. It's like
he specializes in
toes? It's like how there's like ears, nose, and throat doctors. There's ones that work on like small joints.
He's like Bob Odenkirk in bedtime stories.
Yeah. But so like in order to like remove the nail, so like they did 4 injections on the big toe, like 2 on the top, left and right side, 2 on the bottom, left and right side, and then he removed the toenail, and it turns out that it had grown inward to the point where it couldn't grow inward any further.
Jesus.
Broke off, and then the start of the new toenail was growing underneath the toenail that was ingrown. And that's what was causing so much pain, was like there's 2 toenails like overlapping each other.
Layers of toenails. Your
toenails
were like
Trident
onions.
toes, Familo.
Yeah, onion toes.
Ogre toes.
Layers.
Ogre toes. Yeah.
My toes are not like cakes.
They're like onions. But yeah, so like the thing is that like for the longest time, like it really hasn't continued to like grow all that much until like very recently. So I was worried that, oh shit, like maybe it broke again, and like it's growing underneath this one, and I was sort of like freaking out about it. And like when I was finally thinking like, hey, I should go to this toe doctor and like, you know, have him at least like check up on it, like check back in, and then I found out he died. So like I'm just like, who am I gonna go to? I don't know any more toe doctors.
Was he the last one?
He's the only one that I knew of.
He had a belly full of toes.
Well, like I guess like my like, you know, family physician or whatever could have referred me to a different one, but I don't know. How many toe doctors does the physician know? You know, I don't know.
They should know at least 10. One for each toe.
You would think so, yeah.
I'm done sitting next to you.
I think what we're getting at is that there should be custom toenail clippers, fitted to everyone's foot size specifically, so that you can do it all in one fell swoop.
Yeah, but like,
you guys ever use the ones that are curved? Because those are the best.
What if you're
curved?
No, they're like Do you have a pair of clippers up here?
They're all
show
curved.
You what I mean. No, you're being pedantic.
They're curved like your toe, right?
See how this, right?
Yeah.
There's somewhere the clip parts are on this side, but you pinch on that side, so you come from the side instead of right in front of your toe.
That's weird.
No,
okay,
it's for your toes.
I don't see the point.
Oh my god.
It's not weird because it's for your toes. That's what you're trying to tell me.
I mean, he's kind of right.
Yeah, it's way worse. It's actually not good to use those clippers on your toes because you can fuck up your toes.
Yeah, if you're bad.
And it's just easier to
if you have zero accuracy. If you have the accuracy of Nick Foles. Okay.
You're not being very potable right now.
No, I guess you're right. Did you know that you could get leprosy from armadillos?
Pulls it out now. Thought you were gonna hold on to this one. Oh, there's Gnarls Barkley.
There he is.
Is
going
that
crazy.
Robert Kraft? Who's the owner of the Eagles?
Nah, isn't he the guy who does Kraft macaroni and cheese?
No, you're thinking of Bob Dole.
Oh, yeah.
He also does Dole pineapple.
Yeah.
He doles out pineapple.
Yeah, the Vikings deserve this shit, dude.
See, now he's doing it, but they don't flap their wings.
Should be Saints versus Eagles right now.
It honestly should be Packers versus Cowboys.
Look, they're still fighting. Yeah, Packers Cowboys Super Bowl somehow. if you win,
there's Rodgers. Anyways,
that's what it is. If you win the Pro
Clay
Bowl,
Matthews.
Your conference is the only one that goes to the Super Bowl.
Well, they're putting the Packers on right now.
Yeah, they are in the championship game right now.
State Farm commercial.
Technically speaking, somebody was making a joke about how Tony Romo was in his first championship game today.
Yeah, it was fucking who the fuck said that? It was Terrell Davis.
I mean, it's true. James Jones.
James Jones is what I meant.
Yeah, that's true bullshit. Though. Case Keenum getting wrecked. Have a seat, friend.
My favorite is the people saying that Bridgewater would be doing better, as if they had never seen Bridgewater before and just think he has a cool name.
He does.
Bridgewater is like Tyrod Taylor, but has a cool name.
It is a cool name.
Is?
Bridgewater?
Yeah.
But thing is,
it's all Bridgewater. Water under bridge.
Bridges don't have water. Rivers do.
Yeah, it's the water that's under the bridge.
Yeah.
Do you think they don't like the NCAA only gives scholarships out to athletes with cool names? Like, how many athletes are there that have stupid fucking names?
A lot.
Like Philip Phillipson. You can market that.
I mean, like, look at like any O-line. Most of those names are pretty.
Nah, dude. Bad. Tyron Smith.
O-lineman.
That's a good name.
Tyron Smith is a badass name.
I feel like those
Orlando
like,
Pace.
I feel like Tyron is a wicked common, black guy name, and then
racist.
Smith is a wicked common last name in general.
You're looking at it like somebody with a wicked boring name. You have to pretend you have a cool name.
Right, yeah, it's a different situation. You're looking at it from the wrong perspective.
You're looking at it like a Brian. You got to look at it like a
dude. I've never had a cool name, so.
Well, should try it.
Make sometime. One, dude.
Like, legitimately, everyone fucks up my name in general.
Yeah, so. Brian Familio.
I know, they always say Brain.
Yep. Or Brian with a Y is what they put down for.
Yeah.
For like when I place an order at Taco Bell.
Is that how it's spelled now? Well, it's kind of weird that Brian like is normal Brian, but Ryan is Ryan. Because my middle name's Ryan.
It's not Rian.
Yeah, I know. I hate it too. I wish my middle name started with a J, so I could be like James Jonah Jameson.
My middle name starts with a J.
What is it?
Yeah,
Judah?
you guys should trade middle names.
Joseph. No, I want my middle name to be Judah or Spaghetti.
but like the whole thing with my name is if you just shorten it to Joe, it's Brian Joe Familo.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing is if you were an athlete, that's how you would go by.
Yeah,
you would go by Brian Joe Familo. That's wicked marketable.
Yep.
Tyron Smith is just like a strong name. You could
I guess
Travis Frederick. I mean, I'm only naming.
I don't know. I feel like Brian Joe Familo sounds more farmery. It's more on the farmer
he played
side.
for Wisconsin, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt, Cam Newton, Wayne Gretzky.
Well, so you would be like J.R. Jones.
No, I'd be
J.D.
Jake Jones.
J.D. Jones for Dobas.
That's a good point. He's got you there.
He does.
Or it could be J.R. Jones, but I wouldn't go by J.R. That's weird.
I feel like that sounds really black, like that name does.
It's only because you think of J.R. Smith.
Well, I thought you were trying to go for a strong name, so I've tried to make it black.
Jones is a pretty black last name. My sister's name is Monique. Monique Jones. People don't believe her when they say her name's Monique because she's a tiny white girl.
Yep.
It's such a black girl name. Monique.
It is a very.
I'm pretty sure there's actually a black actress named Monique Jones.
It's more of just a not white name than anything.
Monique just sounds like a name that would be getting like
not white.
Remember the guy who made like all those Dark Souls videos, Epic Name Bro?
Yeah.
So his actual name is Marcus Sanders. And he gets comments from people all the time whenever he travels that his name is a very black name.
Yeah, isn't he like a chubby white dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. Marcus. Hello, guys. Marcus here.
Marcus Sanders.
Is he related to Colonel Sanders?
Maybe.
I think he's related to Barry.
Oh, shit.
He's from...
Deion Sanders?
Mississippi, I think?
Bob Sanders.
Emmanuel right. Sanders.
Is it all the Sanders? There's got to be more Sanders.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of Sanders.
Yeah. There's Power Sanders.
Black
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could be a Sander within a couple weeks if you really tried hard
Black
enough.
and Decker Sanders. I love the dog masks, too, honestly. Fuck it. I'll root for the Eagles now. I guess it's all right. Their fans are
The dog masks turned you around.
The dog masks really turned me around because they were underdogs the entire playoffs, and they've been blowing everybody out.
This movie looks like such shit.
Dude, don't tell anybody else that, because apparently I'm the only other person that thinks that with you. I think it looks fucking stupid, and everybody I've talked about that's seen this trailer thinks it's going to be amazing.
Oh, this is the one where you win like $500 billion
if you find the Easter egg in the virtual reality game, you get $1 trillion.
It's like
and you become president of the game.
That's fucking awesome.
I was talking to a guy at work about it.
It just looks like the cringiest thing possible.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely hate.
You're not their target audience.
Well, yeah,
we
obviously.
should be. We play video games all the time.
Yeah, but that's not what their target audience.
No, they're targeting people that think they play.
But it's like,
or that make fun of it.
Like, I like superhero movies and stuff like that, but like when they did like the Avengers, like the first one, it's just like, honestly, the movie wasn't that good. They're relying purely on the star power and how much people liked the characters they've already established in their own movies.
Mm-hmm.
And did nothing to push the new characters that they brought in. Like, what they did with Hulk was unimpressive. They're just like, oh, we're going to explain him because he was always angry.
Hulk Hogan?
But that doesn't explain how, like, during that entire scene where he is freaking out and chasing after Scarlett Johansson's character, whatever the fuck her name is in the movie.
Black Widow.
Yeah. And, like, going on a rampage then. But then he's suddenly in control of it, and they're like, oh, how'd you manage it? And he's like, oh, I'm always angry. It's just like, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember that.
And then, like, her character and Hawkeye or whatever, like, they don't have anything in the movie, really.
They don't even have they don't have their own movies, so nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. But it's just like, so overall the movie was just unimpressive. But people freaked out over it because it just had that star power. That's what Ready Player One seems like.
So it's just like Expendables.
Oh, we're just gonna have this movie where it's really not about all of these other things, but we're gonna throw them all in there and make people enjoy it.
That's what it is.
But the Expendables was like, I think that was the point. Nobody went in there expecting it to be a good movie. They expected it to be like all these action heroes playing characters.
Washed up action heroes.
Yeah.
I think you shouldn't have. I don't think you should expect Avengers to be a good movie either, though. Like, I feel like that they're just throwing everybody together.
Yeah, but like when you've built off of all of those other movies, which a lot of them were good.
I just don't know how you could formulate a logical plot from that.
Right. Well, they had the Avengers comics.
Yeah, but it doesn't translate the same way. Like, I feel like, because the movies aren't exactly accurate with the comics.
No, I'm saying if they're smart enough to make individual movies that are all pretty decent movies, and then they're also able to have individual comics that they combine to make a pretty decent Avengers comic, how can you not make an Avengers movie with a plot that actually matters? Basically, in the Avengers movie basically just hinged on Iron Man anyway.
Yeah.
It was Iron Man with a little bit of Thor, and then, they've gotten better since.
Well, like, it should have been more Thor just by the fact that their main villain was Loki.
It should have been just a Thor movie with everybody else sort of in it.
Yeah. And like how they pulled everyone together for it was weak.
Yeah, it's like the Justice League movie.
I didn't even watch the Justice League movie.
I don't even know if it's out yet.
But like it was in my opinion only marginally better than Suicide Squad, and Suicide Squad was awful.
I think Suicide Squad was a way worse case of that. Yeah,
because it was legitimately
was like one character that people actually know.
Let's take all of these characters that are like lesser known villains, which isn't a bad premise, honestly. But then they introduce each of them 3 times in the first 15 minutes of the movie. 3 times they introduce them. Because you couldn't get a good enough grasp of them the first time, apparently.
Yeah. The only superhero movie I really like is The Dark Knight.
Watchmen.
Oh, and Watchmen.
Watchmen's wicked good.
Yeah, I like Watchmen a lot.
I like the like non-mainline Marvel movies
like
a lot.
Deadpool.
Like Deadpool was decent.
The original Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. The first 2, I didn't like
the first 2
one.
were good.
I didn't even see the third one.
You did. Because there was that one time that, like, legitimately for like 3 hours, back at your old house, like a group of us like got together and like we watched it without volume, and we just made up all of the noises. Do you remember this?
That seems like something that we would do.
Okay. But so
that was the one with Venom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember actually watching it.
The kid from That 70s Show was Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
Yeah. And then Joey Diaz was in Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
On the subway, wasn't he? Yeah.
If you want to get to him, you got to get through me. What a classic line, dude.
The best part is I can see that line in my head. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like...
It's the best line of the movie, really.
But, like, Ant-Man was wicked good, I thought.
That was really
Doctor
good.
Strange was good.
I've heard that. I haven't seen it.
It was mostly just cool. It wasn't good. It was
Guardians
cool.
of the Galaxy, both of those were really good.
I have to see the second one still. I want to see it. It's on
good.
Netflix.
Like, I don't think it does anything substantial to improve on the first one.
The Guardians are going to be in the newest Avengers movie.
Yeah, I've heard that. But I feel like here's another time that they're just going to try to push too many things together.
I guess, to me, what the Expendables is what the Avengers is to a lot of other people, which is just nonsense.
A mashup of...
But at the same time, I feel like people take the Avengers way more seriously than they should.
Yeah.
I think people take superhero movies way more seriously than they should. Granted, we're taking superhero movies a little serious right now.
Well, the problem is that there's too fucking many of them now.
Yeah.
It gets diluted. Like, when you do them when they're so densely packed together, like when they're constantly happening.
When each studio's doing like 2 or 3
at a time. Yeah. Like, basically they're working on multiple movies at the same time.
I do really want to see Wonder Woman, though. I'm a little bit upset about missing that.
The fact that I work at a movie theater, I see there's always a promo for some fucking superhero movie coming out at any point in time. And they scored again.
No, it was a pick.
Oh, well, they're going to score again.
Mm-hmm. Look at this, though. This was a ridiculous play. Bloop.
Yep, they're going to score again. But it's like they're cranking them out. Like, it's just like they're fucking gushers or some shit. Gushers are kind of bullshit, though. I'm not going to lie. Gushers are kind of bullshit.
They don't really
They're
gush.
wicked overpriced.
Yeah, they're way overpriced, and there's not enough of them in the fucking bags.
Yeah.
They don't gush either.
They don't gush anymore. There's not enough. They're not potable anymore. They used to be a lot more potable.
Uses it correctly, almost.
The Clear Shots Potable Cast. Yeah, I can't remember. Somebody told me to watch The Dark Knight, and I watched it for the first time like this summer, and it was amazing.
Really?
I had never seen it. When did it come out? Like fucking 10 years ago? 11 years ago?
Something like that.
I had just watched it this past summer, and it was amazing.
Have you watched Rises?
Nope.
Because honestly, Rises is just as good.
I don't like Bane. I think he's dumb.
I think he's really well executed in the film. He's not like muscle, like he's not taking some sort of weird serum that makes him jacked. He's just a strong dude who has like a fucking brilliant sort of mindset, and he knows how to like control people.
I want a Sentry movie.
That'll never be good.
It'll never happen.
They'll never manage to do it well.
No.
I still think The Dark Knight is better, but I liked Batman Begins a lot too.
Yeah,
I liked American Psycho.
All three of those are wicked good movies. Like, being honest,
Nolan was just on his game, dude. At that point, like through those fucking things. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Like,
and then
the guy hasn't been off his game.
The Prestige was like right in that time period too.
Yep.
I can't remember. It might have come out after The Dark Knight.
The Prestige was between.
Prestige?
It was between The Dark Knight and.
No, it was between Begins and Dark Knight.
Oh, really?
I believe.
Are you talking about the Magician one?
Yeah.
Isn't there a Prestige movie about a cop?
Yeah, you bring it up because I have
no idea.
I always
brought up the Prestige like 3 times on here.
I confuse them all the time.
Yeah.
Or am I?
It's not about a cop.
Okay. No. Have you seen American Psycho?
Yeah.
You're thinking of Serpico.
I think I'm thinking of Training Day, and I just think it's called The Prestige.
You're thinking of Angels in the Outfield.
No. Isn't The Prestige the cop movie about?
Why don't we just look it up? Because it's been asked like 3 times on this podcast.
Literally every time we bring up The Prestige, even when we're not on the podcast, I get confused.
I'm pretty sure you're thinking of Serpico.
No, I'm not. It's like a... Get the fuck out of here.
It's Pacino, dude. Yeah, no, I think Heavyweights is probably the best superhero movie of all time.
It's right up there with Hancock.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, that was a movie. I forgot about that. That was what he did. That was like...
I don't know what I'm thinking about because the only movie called The Prestige is the Magician one.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about.
So I have no idea what movie I'm thinking of. I think I'm thinking of Training Day, and I just thought it was called The Prestige.
The Prestige.
Let me look up Training Day quick.
I think you're thinking Police Academy 4.
No, I've been thinking of Training Day this whole time.
Type in Serpico and see if it looks familiar.
No, I've been thinking of Training Day this whole time.
That's basically,
I don't know why I thought it was called The Prestige.
Yeah, it's basically the same name.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I watched that was called The Prestige with a bunch of cops in it. Might have been
Serpico.
We should do a companion for...
I hate you guys so much.
We should watch those black guys review music.
So we do review
a companion.
of review videos?
Yeah, we'll do a companion for it. We're basically doing a NFL companion right now.
Kind of.
I wish we weren't. This fucking sucks.
Yeah. This is a shit show companion.
At least the other game was down to the last 2 minutes. This one was over literally at the second quarter.
Yeah.
Like it was.
This is like me playing Madden on Rookie. Actually, no, I'd probably be like 75 to fucking 0.
It's like playing on All Pro. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I want to watch the Super Bowl this year. It's literally my like.
You don't have to watch the Super Bowl. You just eat the rotisserie chicken and hang out.
Eat the rotisserie chicken. Make fun of the halftime show.
Are we watching it here?
Yeah, I guess Christian's coming for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
I told him.
What day is it? I don't even know.
Sunday. 2 weeks from today.
I think it's the 3rd.
Next week is Pro Bowl, and the week after that is Super Bowl.
Check my calendar.
Type in.
I already took it off, so I think it's the 5th and 6th.
So the 4th?
The 4th and 5th.
Yeah, I'm off.
Type in Serpico.
Oh, hang on.
Serpico.
Yeah. Type in Serpico.
1973 film.
Type in Superco.
Al Pacino is an idealistic New York City cop who refuses to take bribes, unlike the rest of the force. I guess I should have finished that sentence.
Yeah. I'm all out of...
His actions get Frank shunned by the other officers. and often placed in dangerous situations by his partners.
That's a great story synopsis.
You ever see Sinister?
Yep. It's okay. Sorry.
I mean, it is okay. I mean, you're fine. It's just I like it a lot. I think it's a little more than okay, but I could see why it would be just okay.
When did that come out?
2012.
Yeah, something like that.
Isn't that new Insidious movie playing?
What?
I think there's like
probably
a fourth one or something. We talked about this yesterday not yesterday. The other day when Sean was on here about Cloverfield.
Yeah.
And how they haven't said jack shit about it, and it's gonna come out soon.
It comes out like this week.
Yeah.
Well, like the last one was like that too. That
kind
Cloverfield Lane or whatever.
Yeah. It was pretty secret.
Yeah.
And that one was good.
The new one.
Yeah, we should go see more movies in general.
Well, the thing is, the problem is I don't like movies. I only watch horror movies. I don't like other shit.
Yeah, you do.
But I'm not going to spend money on it. The only reason I used to go to the theater ever is because Wes could get me in for free.
Yeah, but like you went to see Star Wars like what, twice?
Yeah, but I didn't pay for either one.
Yeah. Well, Seth can probably get you in.
Yep.
Then I'll go. I'm not spending that kind of money, dude.
You just walk right in. They go right this way. And then they give you a rotisserie chicken on a platter, and you're all set. There it is right there. They're showing it already.
Yep.
They already know what's going to happen.
I'd really like the Eagles to lose just because there's an Eagles fan at work that I would really like to see upset. And but I want the Patriots to lose because I'm sick of them winning.
Yeah, they should both lose.
Yeah,
is that possible?
Can we make that happen somehow?
They just tie. They just go to overtime and tie.
Indefinitely. Like indefinite overtime. Like they literally play for
because you can tie in the regular season.
You can't tie in the playoffs though. In overtime they just don't even have a clock. Yeah.
That's stupid. You should be able to tie.
No, somebody needs to win in the playoffs.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Especially not
the Pro Bowl wins. Winner of the Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl
overtime.
Is the tiebreaker.
The winning team during the Pro Bowl goes in against whoever wins.
Whoever wins the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, the Pro Bowl teams play the Super Bowl team. I'd watch the fuck out of that.
That'd be so sick. That's a good move right
Have
there.
it be the AP All-Pro teams.
Yeah, I think the best way to go is just give them all rotisserie chickens. The fucking Pro Bowl players need some incentive. I still don't know what the answer is. I honestly think it's
rotisserie chickens.
It could be, yeah. Or something more potable.
Are you talking about how to make the Pro Bowl more watchable?
Yeah. I don't know. I forgot what I had something.
Have you ever actually sat down and watched the Pro Bowl?
No,
like it's not good.
No, because what happens is they snap the ball and then the linemen are just like like they basically flap their wings and
they
don't do anything
because nobody wants to get injured at the Pro Bowl.
No. Because there's nothing you're playing for.
Same thing with the NBA All-Star game. They don't play for anything either.
How about they just make it that your Pro Bowl vote doesn't count? You don't get counted as a Pro Bowler unless your team wins.
I think they should make it if you lose the Pro Bowl, you just die.
Yeah. That's another option, I guess.
Or the Pro Bowl team picks
but now it's
a
like there's
skill
so
position
many
group to execute.
There's a lot of Pro Bowlers. Like there's a lot of Pro Bowlers every year, so it kind of loses its luster in a way.
You talking about the Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
The Pro Bowl hasn't been important since they introduced fan voting.
I mean, yeah, you see guys with like 7-time Pro Bowler. It's like, how much does that really matter?
It's all about the All Pros, dude.
It's all about Madden relocation teams.
Well, it's like the teams with the record amount of Pro Bowlers on each team have never won the Super Bowl. Like the Cowboys did it in 2013, where they had 15 or 14 players that made the Pro Bowl team, but they lost in the first round.
Well, yeah, you can make the Pro Bowl and be in the Super Bowl though. Like you could still be a Pro Bowler because you got voted.
Yeah,
to
I'm just
the Pro
saying
Bowl.
that like Pro Bowl isn't really a denotion of skill; it's more of a denotion of popularity. Yeah. That's why so many Cowboys players make it every year, even though they're probably not the best at the position.
Right. Like Donald Trump is a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, he's a Pro Bowl president. He's definitely not pro bono though.
One-time Pro Bowler.
Pro bono. Pro bono. Which one is it?
Pro bono.
Pro bono.
No,
he's definitely not pro. He's anti YouTube. He's anti YouTube.
Pro bono. It's so good.
I'm gonna do this pro bono.
Yeah.
Oh no, dos, tres, que doce.
That's our new theme song. How is this game not over? How are they even?
They literally already did the fucking Gatorade bath. The owner is dancing with the players.
They've been dancing since the second quarter.
Yep.
It's fucking ridiculous.
They haven't even been playing the rest of it.
It's a dance recital. It's not even a fucking game anymore. We're 2 minutes for anybody who wants to sync it up and watch them dance with us. You get to watch them take a knee. And that's it. Couple more knees. On to the Pro Bowl.
What's the time we're at now? Because I gotta head home.
Time to get a watch, dude. 1:40? Approximately? What do you think the fans want? Another 3 hours? 4.5 hour podcast?
I can't do another 3 hours. I'll get another ticket.
Yep. Gets a ticket.
Yep. Came over here, what was it, Tuesday? Or something?
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah. Hung out too late. Got ticketed.
Literally, I was playing I wasn't playing anything. I think I was just playing around on my phone. And we were watching the Critical Role.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the clock and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is it so late right now? And then you left and got $50 on your car.
Yep.
Not you didn't receive $50.
Yeah, I got a ticket for $50.
There was this I saw this article today about this guy that like built a car out of all snow and got ticketed because he built it in the road. The car got ticketed. The car that was made out of pure snow. Like, I don't know how that fucking works.
Like, he just, like, crafted it into the shape of a car?
Yeah, into the shape of a car. And it was in the road, so the cop, like, fucking ticketed it. Like, not knowing.
Like, how would you do that unless it's got a license plate on it?
And how do you know... How do you not realize... Like, how could it...
Like, it's got to have a license plate, otherwise you can't leave a ticket.
Yeah. Well, I think the cop recognized, because I think he, like, left a note or something about how it was hilarious and shit, but he was trying to ticket the car. And it's like, how do you not recognize when it's pure snow? Like, you would see some kind of the tires or something, like... Unless it was just sitting there and you got completely hammered overnight. Like
spray painted it?
Yeah.
Like spray painted the snow to give it the...
Yeah. Spray paints rims on the fucking snow and shit.
Yeah.
Puts a little carrot on the front for fucking nose. Why? When? Like, I don't understand how that became a thing.
What?
For snowmen, just a carrot for a nose. Like, just because it was shaped like a nose, they were like, let's just use carrots.
Sure.
I mean, I guess.
Maybe it was like, you leave it out there and then like some like woodland creature might eat it or something.
Yeah, but why would you... But you're making like an anthropomorphic snow. Like, you're making anthropomorphic snow. Well, so like, why would you want it to be
honestly,
eaten?
If like you listen to the like lyrics of Frosty the Snowman. It's a fucked up story.
I feel like it's also not
it's like
real.
let's make a movie.
It's not real though.
Or whatever about a guy that comes alive and is going to die at the end of the season.
Of course he is.
You gotta teach kids to love this guy.
Yeah, but he comes back. He comes back in the winter.
Yeah, but not if you lose the hat.
Yeah, but you gotta keep the hat.
Yeah, but what if...
The hat's always going to be around.
It's all just a lesson to teach kids about being responsible with things that they own.
Like hats.
No, it's about teaching kids that they're going to die at the end of the winter.
Free hat.
Either way that you look at it, that's a terrible message.
You going to die. I don't know. I feel like it's not a real. It's not based on a true story.
Of course it isn't.
That's what that's my feeling, at least. I know others might not feel the same way. I'm gonna get some shit for this, but I feel like it's not a true story. I felt the same way about Rudolph. I feel like it's bullshit. You know? Like, why the fuck does he have a red nose, first of all? Is it just a fucking birth defect?
Could be.
It's
like, they never explain that.
Well,
it's a huge plot hole. What's a huge plot hole?
What's it called when you got like the multiple skin tones?
It's
can't think of it.
Shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Armadillus africanus.
Yeah, I think you get leprosy from armadillos.
You get leprosy from reindeer.
Yeah, so maybe Rudolph is just a leper.
Right.
No, he's a reindeer. He's not a leopard.
I don't know. I feel like the fact that they never explained it is really irritating to me. Because it's a giant part of the story. The fact that he has a red nose.
Oh, dude.
But how does he see the fucking... Like, how does it light the way in the fucking fog? It's a red light. Like, it's probably LED. Right? Like, it's probably LED. It probably doesn't push out a pretty good beam, you know? Like, you still couldn't see jack shit. All it's going to do is light up the fog red.
It's just going to light up where Rudolph is.
Right. Exactly.
It's not going to...
It's like when you have your headlights on. It's like when you have your headlights on in the fucking... Like a snowstorm. Like, you're just going to see white.
Like, really, the story should be about how Santa avoids getting hit by planes.
Yeah. Well, he probably looks at the air traffic control system. Like, he's probably got all that shit going on with the elves and such.
Maybe
they got an air traffic control system.
But before they figured that out, that they used reindeer with red noses that blink.
Yeah, I guess it was more of an archaic.
Yeah. They have no reason for Rudolphs anymore.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they have died off, it seems like. I mean, optimally, I guess you would want all Rudolphs. But I mean, I guess genetically, if the gene pool changes, you could like have all Rudolphs.
Yeah.
Because eventually Dasher and Donner and Blitzen and all those other guys are gonna fall. They're gonna die off.
Yeah.
Evolution takes hold. And optimally, you wouldn't want it to be a red nose. You'd want it to be a nice white.
That's not evolution so much as it is like intentional breeding,
mutations and stuff.
Well, it's just adaptation to
Monsanto.
No. I mean, optimally, you'd want it to be like a flashlight or like a high beam kind of thing.
Like an LED.
You got to breed for that. You got to breed for that high
What
beam.
if Rudolph had a Fade 7 nose? That's the real real question.
That would be dope.
If he had a Fade 7 nose.
I think if anybody doesn't know what a Fade 7 is, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, first of all. But Fade 7 is when there's 7 colors. When you have LED lights and there's 7 colors and it fades between all 7 of them. And everything I get now that has LEDs has to have a fade of some sort. It has to have at least a Fade 5.
Yeah, you got the Fade 5 going on your Switch right now.
Yeah, it has to have at least a Fade 5. Fade 7 is an added bonus. I should just look up Fade like 12 and see if I can get like something serious.
But there's only 7 colors.
Yeah, but you could mix and match.
It just fades to brown. like just a whole bunch of like off.
It's just
offbeat
off
colors.
browns.
Yeah, where is brown on the color spectrum? Is that between red and orange?
No, so brown is the color that you get when you mix any two colors that are opposite ends of.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day because I was eating Jell-O.
Yeah.
And it was yellow and red Jell-O.
No, you had red and green.
Oh, red and green Jell-O.
Yep. Opposite ends of the color spectrum, and when you overlap them, it's supposed to make brown.
It's supposed to make brown, but that doesn't apply to Jell-O.
No.
I thought red and green. No, wait.
Red and yellow is purple.
Red and yellow makes green.
Red and yellow is green. No. Blue and yellow is green.
Blue and yellow is green.
Yes.
Red and yellow is orange.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's blue and orange? Brown?
Brown. Because they're opposite ends of the colors.
What the fuck?
It's
I didn't know that, color. And it all makes sense.
Orange is a secondary color.
And if you take purple...
Orange is the new brown.
That's true.
Well, that's the story of the Cleveland Browns.
So what we're trying to get at is if
orange is the new brown.
Rudolph had a brown nose. Wait, don't the other ones have brown noses, or are they black?
Well, he was a brown nose.
By the end of the story, Rudolph was a brown nose.
But they just put a little cap.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Huh.
Do you think they all fuck each other?
They have to, right? I mean, you got to keep the magic. You got to keep the magic in the bloodline.
Like, because they're only flying across the country.
Yeah.
Or they're only flying across the world one night a year. So are they just banging the rest of the time?
They're playing reindeer games, that's for sure.
Yeah, they like jerking each other off.
I mean, I guess if you just had Rudolph breed with all of them,
then you wouldn't. Oh my god!
Then
that would be the brightest shit ever.
Yeah,
that'd be like a SpaceX rocket.
Then you'd get you'd be able to light the way. Then they'd be able to guide the sleigh.
And then you would know the way.
Yeah, they would know the way.
D-way. I think I gotta head home though.
Hashtag D-way.
I'm gonna...
Heads out?
Heads out. Peace out.
I mean, we were just getting into the Rudolph thing, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You can't bail on the Rudolph situation.
I wanna go to bed.
Which one's your mic? I'm gonna turn it off.
This one?
Yeah. Second one.
His mic is off. I mean, puts on the Cowboys jersey. Cowboys aren't playing.
They haven't played in like 4 weeks.
Look at all that confetti, dude. They're just pouring it down. Where are they playing? Philly?
Yeah.
The home teams are winning today. That's what you need. You need the home field advantage. You're a wild card team. You're fucked unless you're the Green Bay Packers in 2010.
Or the Giants.
No, that doesn't count. But yeah, I think the whole Rudolph thing has got too many plot holes. I could never get into it. They should make what they should do is just do a Netflix series on like the way that on like a reindeer's life, like a day in the life of Rudolph and such.
Sees you guys around.
Yep.
All right, I'll see you.
I wish I didn't work tomorrow morning, but I do, so.
All right, day in the life.
Yeah, get a job where you don't have to work.
Yeah. That's
well,
it's called.
I'm only supposed to go in at 11:30, but 2 people that work the day shift are both on vacation the next 2 days, and I'm the next person up. So.
You know what the best job of where you don't have to work is being an offensive or defensive coordinator for the Patriots. Because Bill Belichick does everything.
No,
he watches all the tape for them.
You don't have to work is to be the defensive coordinator of the Packers, like Don Capers.
No, because he doesn't have a job anymore.
He's about to. He's about to be the defensive coordinator of the Patriots. He's going to be the best ever.
He would be so good at that. He doesn't have to do jack shit.
I'll see you guys
He would.
Yep.
He would just draw up exotic blitz packages that don't work and never get implemented. Because Belichick just does everything. But in all reality, he does do everything.
Yeah.
It's like...
He's got all the tapes, dude.
It makes me wonder, like, how much Aaron Rodgers calls over Mike McCarthy. Like, I feel like he probably changes a lot.
Probably.
Like, I feel like what happens is McCarthy gives him a play call, and then he gets to the line and goes, oh, like, this is what needs to change, and changes it. Yeah. Certain things, aspects of the play. But I don't think he calls anything, unless it's a certain situation. I feel like they do trust their quarterbacks if they're that good to make play calls and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Brady definitely makes calls at certain points. But Brady and Belichick have been pissed at each other lately because I feel like they don't agree on game plans. Because they're both head coaches, basically. He's like a player coach as well.
Yeah.
He's like Michael Jordan for the Toon Squad. Like,
pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know. But that Rudolph Netflix series would be dope. Just follow like a day in the life of a magical reindeer at the North Pole. I feel like they could do it. They got Netflix has pretty good budgets for those. Their original series.
Yeah.
They could pull that shit off. Even if it's all CGI, which it doesn't have to be. They could just go up to the North Pole.
I mean, CGI would probably be more expensive.
It would, yeah. And it'd be... You could just do a real-life documentary. There's been so many different ways the North Pole's been depicted, though, in movies.
Yeah.
It's not consistent across the board.
There might not be a North Pole for much longer. Global warming, bud.
It's going to be the West Pole.
Yeah. Global warming just means that it shifts.
It just changes the entire polarity of the fucking planet. We have a West and an East Pole. I mean, that's actually pretty genius. I feel like we should do that. Get that figured out, Trump.
Make it happen.
I know. It's like you did the
pole.
You did the stock market. The next thing is the East and West Pole. Because he ain't gonna do the wall, so just do the poles. Mm-hmm. It's easier to change the polarity of the planet. It's probably easier than building a wall all the way across the border. He ain't gonna do it. There's no way.
No.
There was something about
Mexico's certainly not gonna pay for it.
No. It's hilarious though.
Like, I liked how like he was like, and I'm gonna make Mexico pay for it, and then like when he actually has like the plan like brought up of like how he's gonna make Mexico pay for it. It's just like, so you mean that Americans are gonna pay a higher tariff on Mexican products, and so Americans are really gonna pay for it,
right? Yeah.
If we want Mexican products.
What's funny is that like a lot of Americans would pay for it because a lot of Americans are fucking crazy about that border control.
But the thing is that it in no way actually
it's not going to help.
Yeah,
like it's
like you're still going to need to spend all that money on people to guard it.
Yeah, people think it's like you can just fucking tiptoe into the United States.
Yeah.
It's
you've
not
still
that
got
simple.
Shitloads of people there to catch these guys.
Yeah, you're paying for fucking employees, like a staff.
Yeah, you're just cutting down on how quickly they can cross over.
Think about all the fucking rifles you got to pay for.
And like the majority of people that actually come into this country do it by like plane or by vehicle, and then just overstay their visa.
Yeah, exactly. And then don't get deported.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it. Maybe we should just be a shittier country. I mean, I guess we're going closer to that. The shittier of a country we are, the less people want to come here.
I mean,
that's the key. Just be shitty, and then people won't want to come.
Yeah, we should be a shithole country.
Yeah, we should be a shithole country. That's the key. I think he's jealous of the shithole countries. That's the problem.
He's too busy trying to make America great again, and he said make America a shithole again.
He should. I mean,
Masha.
It's like when do you think the high point of American history is, where America was great? Like, it's hard to say, because I think a lot of people would say, like, after the war, after World War II.
Yeah, probably.
But it wasn't that. I mean, it was great at the time.
Yeah.
But, like, under all that, under the surface, it wasn't. Like, it was broken as fuck.
Yeah.
We were just at that point where we were like, oh, shit, we just won. Everything's great.
And it was, like, we were funding both sides of the war for such a long time that our economy was enormous.
Right.
Coming out of the war.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like...
And it's not going to last.
No. And it's impossible to.
People didn't have it was very short-sighted, the way they were looking at things.
Yeah.
Everybody's driving around those fucking convertibles and shit. Those goofy-looking convertibles.
Yep.
But I guess that's
And, like, everyone was having, like, 8 kids.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like... They really screwed it for the next people, because it's like, okay, now we've got 8 times the population.
Mm-hmm.
Now they need to find jobs and shit in less of an economy, because we're not coming out of a war that we funded from both sides.
Yeah. And then eventually going into another war that's unwinnable.
Yep, like Vietnam and Korea.
Yeah. Oh my god. So that fucking... They sent out this fucking missile warning in fucking... Hawaii.
Yep.
And people are freaking the fuck out.
Yep.
It's like, do you guys remember what happened over there? Like, you cannot play around with fucking missile warnings. You can't do that shit.
No.
Like, how does it get through? Like, who does that... What are the channels that it has to go through? Like, did someone's finger fucking slip? Or they accidentally tweeted a fucking code that triggered a bot for fucking... Yeah. Like, what the fuck? How do you do that? That should...
Like, I get the reason why, like, a president needs to have, like, the like, missile launch button...
Yeah.
Available to them. Because it's just, like, if you actually had to, like, wait for Congress to approve of, like, a missile launch in the state of nuclear war...
You're fucked.
You're fucked.
Yeah, you have to.
But, like, you gotta still have, like, a lot of, like, little things to go through. Like, you need, like, a pop-up saying, like, "Are you sure?"
It's the little it's the
it's the paperclip.
It's the paperclip guy.
I knew exactly where you were going.
Oh my god!
I see you're looking to send out a bomb threat.
Is this correct?
Let me help you out here.
I mean, even if they wanted to just test the channel, you can't do it like that. There's another message you can send.
Yeah, like we have nuclear tests here all the time where we have the alarm siren go off. You know, but
we don't usually blow up.
Yeah,
most of the time. It's like the only thing with nuclear weapons is like people just want to have the nuclear weapons so that they're on that level, so that they're on the same playing field.
It's
like just a threat. That's all it is. It's not going to be used because as soon as it's used, everybody knows everybody's fucked.
It's the idea of using that threat as defense.
Right. It's the idea of being like, oh, we have the power to do this.
Yeah.
So now we're on this level. So now everyone wants to get to that level so they can negotiate at the same level.
Yep.
It's fucking... it's so shot. But I think everybody's too scared to use it. Because it's essentially the end of the fucking civilization.
Yeah.
That's it. And it could happen at any moment, which is crazy.
Yep. There's so much talk about we got to save the planet, all this shit. It's just like the planet's going to survive. We're not. Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually we'll be gone. It's just a matter of like what we leave here as far as natural resources and
right.
Because we can fuck all that up.
It's really weird, like the mindset of people of like, like I worked with a teacher when I was student teaching, who is of the mindset that God put us on this planet and like he gave us this planet that has all of these resources. It's our responsibility it's our privilege based on what he had given us to use all of these things. So the fact that we're like trying to conserve them is, completely like radical to him. And it's just like, like I'm not like shitting on like his like religious beliefs or whatever, but it's just like I don't think that's the good way to go about it, because like
his religious beliefs are wrong.
Well,
it's like, I'm sorry, but like, wait a minute. He created us, and
he created
nothing else.
He created the world and the universe,
right? But he only created humans, and he only put them here. Like, it's so fucking weird to me.
Well, yeah. There's definite plot holes.
It's like oh shit, what was the movie we were talking about? Oh no, it's like Rudolph. It's like it's just like Rudolph. There's no answer for how he got his red nose. I guess that's what they probably think, that it was God. God probably did it.
Maybe.
Gave him his red nose. Came down one day, he was like, you know what? I'm making a new reindeer. A new reindeer. It's going to have a fucking LED red nose, son. That's how God talks. He does say son a lot.
To Jesus.
Yeah. No, he's
son.
He's a pretty hip dude. Pretty with the times. He knows all the slang. He knows the way.
I feel like son is a very like 80s, 90s thing or something. So it's like God just always speaks like 30 minutes behind. 30.
It could be 30 minutes to him.
30 years behind the times.
To him, it's 30 minutes. To us, it's 30 years.
So, like, you get up to heaven and he's like, "Oh, what's up, man? Give me some skin." It's just like...
He's fucking driving. He's still driving the convertibles.
What's up?
He's riding one of those tricycle around with the fucking ring the bell with the fucking little button on it. Yeah, that was like, I remember playing Mafia 2, and it was really pretty awesome to like drive around in that time period, like to play around in that time period. It was really cool. It was like right like post-war, basically. Like,
yeah,
right.
the one thing that bugged me about that was like a little bit of like historical inaccuracy with that, because like you could go around and you could collect all the Playboy magazines, but the Playboy magazines weren't out when the game was set. It was like a 7-year difference or something.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, they just wanted the Playboy magazines.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, let's just try to profit off of some Playboys.
We'll slip it in there. America was great anyway, so.
Yep.
That they were just trying to depict how great America was.
Like, there was sort of like a renaissance of like movies during that time. So that was like like if you look at very narrow like scope, you can say like America was its greatest at this thing during this time. But like as a whole, there really hasn't been a time where it's been like, oh, this is a really good America that we need to go back to.
Well, I mean, as far as like quality of life, it's really fucking good now.
For the most part.
Like, it is. Like, the services you have and the things you have access to.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
better than it ever has been.
Yes.
But it's the ability for some people to acquire those things.
Yep. Like, there's still plenty of schools out there that don't have internet access and stuff like that. It's just like...
Yeah.
Like, the education that they can get without... that is diminished incredibly versus someone who can.
Yeah. I think it's so weird now that we can just access that giant pool of information that we call the internet at any fucking time.
There legitimately was times when you would have to memorize information.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
or you'd have to use
a lot of educational programs still aren't of the mindset that we can just look everything up now.
Yeah.
Which I think I think that's a hindrance in schools.
Yeah, they teach knowing that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I see some use of just being able to have that information offhand.
Mm-hmm.
But
like you're not
to make that the point of your education is kind of a moot point now, just because of how easy access to information has become.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know. Like I said, it's like you could be literally anywhere and just reach into your pocket and that information's there.
Yeah.
And it's the education system has to change what it's doing based on that, which I think is why like the people are so pissed about the way the curriculum is and shit in school.
Yeah.
Because it's trying to change things. But they don't want it to change things, like, but it does need to change things in a way.
Certain things definitely need to change, but I think things will find the way that they are. You don't need
Common Core and shit.
Like, you don't. Yeah. Yes. Like Common Core was originally constructed as a means of adapting education for students with disabilities.
Oh, really?
But the whole thing was during the whole period of No Child Left Behind, they couldn't separate classes anymore, or they're realizing that they couldn't, based on No Child Left Behind, they couldn't separate classes anymore. So they had to try to adapt the same methodology that they were using for students with disabilities to all students instead.
Well,
that's what Common Core resulted in.
I have never talked to a kid about Common Core
because
I don't know.
The thing is that they can't compare it to how it was.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is like for them, it might be easier, but for us, we look at it like, what the fuck? This is totally stupid that they're doing it this way because we know it the other way.
Right.
It's almost like a different language.
Like, I'm sure there are some parts of Common Core that work really well, but what I've seen...
It seems confounded and repetitive.
As a guy who's, like, got a huge background in math,
yeah,
the way that they're teaching math now is extremely detrimental to their improvement in math.
I think it just looked to me like there was too many steps to get to where you would get to the same way, the other way.
Like they're gonna rely on calculators for everything, right? Because otherwise, like,
which I mean is gonna happen anyway.
No, it shouldn't.
I mean, it's basically going to. I mean, every phone has a fucking calculator.
No one's gonna But okay, so. Here's an example.
I like how we get into good conversations when Jake leaves. We got to get rid of Jake.
We'll just do a podcast. But so when I was student teaching, like one of the first assignments that the teacher that I was working with gave was we had to draw a scale copy of the classroom that we were in, including all of the fire exits to the room.
Okay.
So everything was meant to be to scale, fitting onto a sheet of like graphing paper.
You make your own scale?
Yeah. So you choose the scale, like whether it's like, 1 foot is half a centimeter or something like that. But like the kids couldn't do a scale like that without using a calculator when it's just divide by 10. You're just shifting a decimal place,
Yeah.
Or divide by 5, which that's easy too,
Yeah, I think
so. Like, even things where I was just asking them to double something, they would go to a calculator before they'd be like, oh, 13 times 2
because they wouldn't. Yeah, it seems like more work for them than to just punch it in.
Right.
Which it is. I mean, I guess it kind of is. but not unless you. But the thing is, when you repeat it over and over and you do it a million times, then it's faster.
Yeah.
It's faster than a calculator.
Right.
We used to have to do like at fucking, I don't know, 4th and 5th grade or something. They would do almost every day. They'd do times tables.
Yep.
They'd give us a whole bunch of them. Fucking, you just go through them as fast as you can. They'd give you a certain amount of time, and then it's whoever got the most done.
Yep.
Would fucking win some goddamn gobstopper or some shit. Like a fucking.
You get it. You
get a karma.
Never-ending gobstopper.
You get a Lifesavers mint. Breath mint. Congratulations.
Already unwrapped.
Yeah. Already slightly sucked on. I've only sucked on it a little. I put it back in the wrapper for you. But the repetition, is what makes it's an immediate thing. It goes right into your head. It's almost just association of numbers.
It's not the optimal method of understanding, but like when it's a skill that's as simple but like commonplace as something like multiplying by 2s or 5s or 10s, like dividing by 10, and
that should be quick.
Shifting decimal places like should be insanely like quick. It needs to be rote. But like if you're talking about like understanding like polynomials and what that means in terms of like like graphing something or
and where to apply that.
Yeah. Like that's a much bigger concept where like you can't just do a whole bunch of repetitions and be like, "Oh, this is what the graph makes. This is what the graph makes. This is what the graph makes." Yeah. And like just keep having them like plot the points on a graph. They're not going to learn anything by doing that.
Just plugging in shit from that. That's all that was.
Like you're not teaching and maybe Common Core does a good job of that.
I never understood why the graph was the way it was. I just plotted it the way it was. I was told to do it.
Right, because they never made proper word questions that you would apply that to.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking at like population growth or something like that, you're gonna have like those sort of exponential curves to it.
Yeah. It needs to be in some sort of context.
Yeah.
I think when you're just trying to play around with numbers and graph like the shape of a dick, you're not going to figure anything out because it's not in any context.
Yeah. Or like just giving like words for what the graph looks like. Like where, like, okay, this is a cochleoid. And it's just like, okay, where am I going to see that in real life?
Right.
And the thing is that a lot of kids will never see that because the mathematical concepts that they teach you in high school rarely ever apply to things that you only need a high school degree's worth of math.
Mm-hmm. I think that's
for. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the kind of stuff that like you should have to learn when you're going into a specific field.
In some ways I agree with that, but in other ways I disagree. And the reason I disagree with it is if you had to wait until college to learn about like trigonometry, so like your sine, cosine, tangent, that sort of aspect of mathematics, and then you try to go into like the, maybe you're doing something like multivariable calculus using trigonometric functions, like that the amount that you'd have to learn while you're in college would be insurmountable. You'd have to go to college for like 10 years.
Yeah, that's true.
In order to get
establish the base
math-based degree.
Right. That's what they're doing essentially. Is they're planting.
That's such a barrier to entry for any math-based field that you're never going to have engineers.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to pay for 10 years of school.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that they're essentially planting a seed so that you have a base to go into any field.
But the fact that
I think that's what ultimately what the education system is to cover all the bases and be like, oh, you have. But
the fact that they like will dishearten kids by having it as part of the system, as something that they need to pass in order to get their education.
To get through. Yeah.
Like, when they know they're never going to use it.
Yeah, because some people
could prevent them from like giving their all in a subject that they want to do.
Right. Yeah, some people know that they don't want to be a fucking English teacher or ever want to have any desire to major in English.
Right.
They know that.
But still, like, having that English background.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like...
you talk better. So...
Right. I'm just saying, like, no one... Like, if you're gonna... Like, if you know you're not interested in science...
Yeah.
It's like... You don't think that you're gonna need to know it.
Right. Like, still, expose them to the course, but, like... You know, don't expect them to...
A higher level.
To... grasp everything, and like don't fault them for failing in it.
But it also comes from like these teachers know it, so I'm sure it gets frustrating.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you could speak to that in a way.
Yeah, for sure. Like one of the problems that I had when I taught at the college was like a lot of the students that I had, like maybe each semester I'd have about like 40 to 60 kids. And I'm talking like college kids, so really not kids, they're my age.
Yeah, just young fellas.
Yeah. Some of them were even considerably older than me.
What's the opposite of a fella, or what's the female of a fella? A lass? I guess it would be a lad and a lass, right? Yeah. So what's the opposite of a fella?
I think fellow is still man and woman.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can't... I would have to make up another one for the other genders, too, so... That's going way too far. It's going too deep.
As Joe Rogan would say, all 78 of them.
Yeah. It's probably more than that now, but...
But, yeah. So, like... I don't know. Where were we going? Oh, okay. So when I was teaching at the college, maybe 5% of my students,
young fellas,
would actually be going into physics later on. It was just a course that they needed to take.
It was just a requirement, yeah.
Because they were in some sort of science where they could use the ideas of physics. And, like... I had a number of students that, like, every single time that they were in class, they would tell me how much they hate physics. And it's just like, okay, I get that you don't like it, but one, why just keep telling the teacher that?
Mm-hmm. And then there's nothing you can do about it. It's you have to get through it to get through this. Like, that's all that there is to it.
And, like, it's not the content that I'm worried about them learning. It's the practice of it, because what I'm doing is I'm teaching them how to write proper lab reports more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like that format, like the data that they collect, like, and the calculations that they do was probably like 20% of the grade for the course that I taught. The rest of it was all like knowing how to format things, knowing how to like write in that sort of scientific manner. And they're in a scientific field, so I should expect that they could do that. And the majority of my students were actually like juniors and seniors. And so the fact that I had students that were borderline failing every semester was pretty astounding.
Right.
And like, I don't want to think that it's some reflection on how I was teaching.
See, that's where it gets rough too, is you don't know how much of it is that and how much of it is just people not caring.
Yeah. And especially when you wait until college to teach them how to do that.
Right.
Like, they've already given up on it.
Uh-huh.
By that point. It's tough.
Yeah, I think there's a hump. Like, I think once people get out of high school, they are like, oh shit, I'm in the clear. Like I did the main part of the fucking curriculum. Like I have a base for everything that I need to know. That's and I also think that there's not any interest. I mean, sure, there are kids that are interested when they're going through school, like grade school. Mm-hmm. But I think once you get out, that's when you start being interested in things, which is weird because like it's almost like it's like, yeah, your mind was developing at that point, but it's like you didn't have the interest in these things. And like now that you have a base for things, now you're interested in things.
Like it was always astounding to me when I would like meet students, like when I student taught at the high school in East Syracuse, like when I saw students that were already like dead set on what they're going to be.
Right.
And like that was so astounding to me because I didn't know until, honestly, until I was out of college. Because like I did the whole education program because after I graduated with my bachelor's, they offered me a teaching position because another professor was like had disappeared essentially, and they needed someone to fill his courses. So I taught at the college for a year, and then I'm like, maybe I might like doing this at the high school level. So I went into education, and then I didn't stick with it. Now I work at a metal factory.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think a lot of people have an idea of... I think when you're younger and you think you have an idea of what you want to do, it changes down the road. Like most of the time you don't stick with that, I would imagine. I'm sure some people do. They have a natural like drive to do that specific thing.
Yeah.
But I think that like later on in life you start to find other interests. That's just naturally what's going to happen.
There are definitely things that I'm interested in now that like a year ago I wouldn't have given a shit about.
Yeah. I mean, and there's things that are going to always stick there. Like I've always played guitar. Like that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
But it's never been like a pursuit that I've been actively going after.
Right.
Like I don't even fucking know when I started playing, 14 or 15 maybe.
Something like that. It was like going into high school.
And it's been just a hobby. And at certain times you go harder and certain times you don't. Obviously when you're in a band, you're going harder.
Yep.
And when you're in a band, it's also it turns into a job in a sense.
Yeah.
It turns into a responsibility is what it is.
And then it becomes a deterrent from you actually getting stuff done.
Yeah, and then you don't want to play. It becomes a chore.
It becomes a job.
Yeah, it does. It turns into like a workout. Like it's the same concept where a lot of people don't want to start working out. I mean, once you do and you start getting into the flow, then you're okay. Right. Like once I start down, like sitting down and learning something, then I'm good. But it's a matter of like picking up the guitar. Yeah. And now that we're not doing anything, I am at the point where like, oh, I want to play guitar now. Like,
right.
And it's fun.
Yeah. Like
it's not that it wasn't fun before, because like there's nothing like it's funny. I was thinking about this earlier.
Stress-free now.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this this morning. I was like, I don't know. I was thinking about the fact that whenever I'm not actively in a band, like playing shows, I miss it. And then the second I am playing shows, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I have a show coming up. Like, it's like kind of the stress of having a show coming up in the next few days.
It was always anxious for me just because I had to, like, drive to it. And...
Yeah. I think if you've practiced enough, you know that you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to for me is, like, once I know everything and I know I can play it with my fucking eyes closed and a pizza rolled up and stuck in my asshole, like I'm set. Like that's what I'm set. And I know I'm gonna have nerves. And I think I mentioned this before to you, but I think it's a good thing to have nerves. Because if you don't have nerves, like if you're not nervous before you go on stage, I'm always nervous before I go on stage. Even though I know that I'm gonna be fine because I know everything.
Right.
But there's always gonna be a nervousness. I think anybody even professional musicians have to have some kind of fucking nervousness, or if you're a stand-up comedian or whatever it is you do going on stage, there's butterflies.
Yeah.
But I think it's because I think if you go in with nerves, you're I don't know, maybe you're thinking about what could go wrong and you're kind of prepared for that. Whereas if you're not nervous, you're not thinking about what could go wrong. And if something does go wrong, you weren't fucking ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's going to throw you off more. So I don't know. That was something I always thought about. And like I said, if I'm not playing live, like all the time, that's when I miss it. It's like there's not really a feeling like when you fucking have a monitor in front of you and you put your leg up and you're just fucking jamming, because like you're in the zone. And like at a certain point when you first get on stage, you're like, oh, this is a little weird. It's kind of awkward because it's a different place you've never played before. And then at a certain point, you get a minute and a half into the set, and then it just feels like a rehearsal.
Yeah.
You just are playing what you've played a million times before when you're practicing by yourself. And it just feels like that. That's what it feels like. And you just get into it, and it goes by like that. Yeah.
It certainly helps when like you can see that a crowd is into it too.
Yeah.
And I feel like we always struggled to find an audience for
there is no audience. There is no audience. It's
not
the music. When the music you write is music that you're writing for yourself, it's hard to find an audience.
Yep.
When you're writing music for an audience, then you have an audience.
Yeah.
There's a total difference. That's the one thing I've always appreciated.
We just gotta set up mirrors, dude, and then we play for ourselves. We see ourselves enjoying it.
Right, yeah.
And then we're like, okay,
we're good. Then we have 4 social media followers. 5 social media followers. But a lot of the bands I like seemingly write music for themselves.
Yeah.
They write the music that they would want to listen to. Not music that they know other people would want to listen to.
Yeah, like if we go to that show,
Between the Buried and Me?
Yeah,
should go to that.
We should, because it's your favorite band, my favorite band, and a band that might have something to do with armadillos.
And someone else's favorite band. Someone else out there definitely has that band as their favorite band.
No, the third band is Leprous.
It has to be.
Leprous. It has to do with armadillos.
Yeah, it has to. That's what, because I heard you can get leprosy from armadillos.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Somebody said that.
It might have something to do with armadillos.
Tom Papa is fucking great. I love Tom Papa.
Yep.
He seems like such a nice guy. Like such a friendly dude.
Oh, for sure.
And he makes sourdough bread, so I want to fucking...
Sourdough Italiano.
We gotta get him on here. Get some sourdough bread in here. So get a hold of him. I'll tweet at him.
I could go with or without. It's bread.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'll ask him to make it less spongy for you.
Yeah.
Or more crunchy.
Yeah. Sourdough pretzels.
You could do that, yeah. I guess that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Well, we actually got into conversation this time, though, so.
Yeah.
As soon as Jake was like, he was out. He was done after, like, the game was over.
He was out from the beginning because he ate a Little Caesars pizza.
Yeah, that's true. That tuned him out immediately.
Yeah.
That kid, I don't know what we're going to do with him.
We got to get him off the Caesars, dude.
Yeah, we do. We got to get him a Hello Tushy.
So one of the guys that I was in the class with when I went for training in Wisconsin a couple months back, like we're talking about how we all hate Little Caesars, and we got this one coworker who basically eats Little Caesars every day. He just gets a pizza, and that's the only thing that he eats the whole day.
How could you hate Little Caesars, though? Like, I feel like it's not even, like, if you don't like it, then you don't like it, but you can't deny the value. The value is just great.
No, I'd shell out the extra money, And maybe,
but that's the thing is you can. It's the option of having it. If you're like, oh, I have $5 extra. I'm gonna go get a fucking pizza. You can't get a pizza for $5 anywhere else. I mean,
you can go a lot of places for like $7 and you can get just as much pizza.
Yeah, but what if you only got a crumpled up $5 that you pulled out of your pocket from the cab last night?
I mean, like, I would eat a PB&J sandwich before I would get a Little Caesars pizza.
Peanut butter and tuna fish.
I would probably do that too.
Yeah, I hear it's good.
But
no,
like,
actually, I hear it's bad.
So
don't take that one.
Anyways, we're openly criticizing Little Caesars pizza, and this one guy in the room was like, "Who doesn't like Caesars?" And he says it like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Who doesn't like Caesars? And like all three of us were just like, us.
I mean,
we don't like Caesars.
Are you prepared to say that to Little Caesar's face?
And I would, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he's like, oh yeah. I tried having their pizza again like a couple months back, and it was awful. And you could tell like this guy was clearly like backpedaling. and like later on, like we're talking about it, like we're talking about how much we hate this guy who likes Little Caesars. and we're like, you know why how we know that fuck liked Little Caesars? He called it Caesars, not Little Caesars, but Caesars.
Just average size Caesars.
Who doesn't like Caesars?
How? I don't know, dude. You're telling me you could look Little Caesar in the eye and tell him you don't like his pizza?
Yeah.
Could you tell him
like,
you don't
pizza, and I'm like, not yours, bud.
You could tell him you don't like his value.
I'm not in need of his value.
But his value
maybe it's just
option.
a lifestyle that I have and can afford.
I guess that's like, I feel like most people can afford pizza. It's just
but like, I could go to Pizza Villa, which is like arguably one of the best places in Oswego for pizza. I could get a large pizza for $10. That's twice the size of a Little Caesars.
Yeah, but all the cheese is gonna fall off. You know it is.
No, because I like it cold.
No, then it's ruined. It's ruined.
Like, legitimately, like, a Pizza Villa pizza the day after it's ordered is the best pizza I've ever had.
Yeah, but then the cheese is all like, it's like one chunk.
Yeah.
You can just pull the cheese right off. It's one chunk. I don't like that.
It's nice.
I like it melted, but I don't want it to be where like you can't cut it. Like you roll over it with the pizza cutter like a million times and it's still like as soon as you pick it up it all falls immediately. That's pizza Villa.
I think
unless it's a sheet pizza, then you're good. Then you're in the clear.
I feel like the sheet pizza is the only time that does happen.
No, sheet pizza is the way. That's the way you gotta do it.
Because I order larges from there like all the time. Not all the time, but often enough. You know?
It's all the time, I would say. Yeah, I can't. I like, I'll eat it. I'll do it. Sometimes you gotta have a fork. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have to have a fork.
That's the way that like my parents eat it.
That's just a disgrace.
I always just use my hands.
Yeah, it's just the cheese, man. It just goes all over the place. It's a mess.
I don't think it's that bad.
There's a lot more. There's other options for finger pizza.
All pizza's finger pizza.
I mean, I guess.
Unless you go like Chicago style, and I don't know who the fuck actually likes that. That ain't real.
Probably like it.
I mean, It's not optimal, in my opinion.
Uno's is fucking great. I like Uno's. I like deep dish pizza. For the most part. It's different like everywhere though. Deep dish pizza is fucking, it's like it feels like I've never had two deep dish pizzas that like taste the same. Yeah. Similar. Like with thin crust, like I've gotten places that taste pretty similar. But it's fucking, with thin crust pizza, you don't get that full.
Yeah.
Like those are the kind of pizzas you could eat the whole fucking thing.
As much as I shit, well, not just me, but like as much as
I shit,
as much as all of us in like our friend group like shits on like Franco's, like the fucking stuffed pizzas that he does there are fucking top notch.
I don't know what that is.
It's like having two pizzas, like one on top of the other, and then they have like the like ricotta in the inside.
It's basically a calzone.
Yeah, and then like they season the top with like oregano and Parmesan and stuff.
Yeah, it's a calzone. It's basically a stromboli. Well, calzone. Yeah, calzone.
Yeah.
Stromboli doesn't have sauce, right?
Right.
So Calio's isn't. They're fucked up.
They're
more like Bolios.
Well, yeah, I've been saying that they should be Bolies for a long time.
It's funny, like
Bolies.
That was like honestly, it was a genius. The whole thing when it was Zonies, but when Zonies like was established, it was genius.
Yeah,
because it's like, really, this is a college town anyway. That shit is perfect for like individuals. I don't get is
how did Oswego Hots ever go down? Like the garbage place, like the garbage plate place.
The garbage place. That's why it went down, because it's garbage. I only went there once, but all I heard was that it was good. I think it was just run poorly.
Could be.
It was just the staff was fucking a bunch of scumbags, and I feel like they didn't care.
But that's like one of the only reasons to go to like Rochester, in my opinion.
It's because people don't care.
No, because they have like wicked good garbage plates there. It's where it originated.
Yeah. Then you can swing by Buffalo and get a rotisserie chicken.
Or wings.
No, that's
Buffalo wings.
That's not what it is. It's rotisserie chicken. I wouldn't mind doing that, honestly. Going to Buffalo and just going hard on wings.
I don't know if that'd be worth it.
Just have a trip to Buffalo for wings. No, if I did go to Buffalo, it'd be for a Bills game.
Oh, for sure.
I'd have to wait until Green Bay comes to Buffalo.
Like, I hate that I never know about like when things are going on, or like different sort of event things. Because like, I'll figure out that there was something awesome that I missed by like a week or something.
Just turn on your Facebook notifications. That's all my notifications are on Facebook. I look at it like once a week now, and every single one out of like 12 notifications are all fucking events. Nothing else. Maybe like a couple likes here and there.
Like when we were in Philly to see the Him Farewell Tour, it turns out that exact like next day was the start of one of the PAX expos, Penny Arcade Expo, and like I feel like those would be super cool to check out because it's like a whole bunch of like video game and tabletop sort of stuff that convenes there, comic books, huge basically nerd festival.
Yeah, it's just a convention.
Yeah,
it's like a smaller like E3. Not really E3-ish, but
there's like 4 PAX festivals a year or something like that. But it's like it was in Philly, like the next day. We could have stuck around an extra day and like checked out some pretty cool shit. But I just didn't know about it until we were already back in Oswego.
Well, not only that, we could have also been in Philly for a little while.
Yeah. Which I wasn't thrilled about the hotel or whatever, but or my pants situation. I could have bought pants.
The hotel, I don't remember.
Huh?
What was the hotel issue?
It was really just the place really wasn't all that clean in the first place.
Yeah. Could have been worse.
Yeah. It definitely could have been worse. But for what we're paying for it, and then like the whole like, you know, all the issues with like the parking.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was ass, dude.
That was ass, dude.
It was literally
that was ass, dude.
Oh my god. Yeah, the one in Boston was fucking just horrible. That was when we went to see Tim and Eric.
Yep.
Oh my god, it was like a fucking dorm room. And it was me and Vinny were going to be in the same room. And there was like two like twin size beds. So it's like
a dorm room. Yeah.
And it was literally two twin size beds. It was fucking hot too because it was the middle of the fucking like summer.
Yep.
And there was a window fan. That's all that there was. And there was like an outlet. And then there were community bathrooms. So like it wasn't like you didn't have your own bathroom. It was just like it was literally like a dorm. Like that's what it was like. We were like, nah.
Yeah.
And then we left. Luckily, we left because then we ran into Tim Heidecker, so that was dope.
Yep.
And then we got a way better fucking hotel. So that's the key: is get a bad hotel, then switch it, and then run into Tim Heidecker, and then. So if you're going anywhere, that's the key: run into Tim Heidecker.
It's so weird, like. You know, we've talked about it a couple times recently where it's like, if we meet someone who's like a celebrity of some sort, like, what do you say to them? And like honestly, I just want to have like a normal conversation with them.
Yeah, but it can't happen that way because you know it's a brief moment.
Yeah.
And you know that they've heard everything a million times.
Yeah.
Like, you know that what you're about to say, they've heard probably.
Yeah.
You can't... There's just nothing you can say in that short of amount of time that can impact any kind of conversation.
Yeah.
Or even spark any sort of conversation.
Look, I just like, you know, now that I like am into all like the sort of D&D stuff or whatever, it's just like if I ever saw any of those guys, I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna run a game. Hop in. Play for a session. See if they'd do it. Because like I feel like that'd be...
Yo, can I have your number?
Because I feel like that would be a better story than like any conversation that you could have had with them, you know, otherwise.
You should just be like, new phone, who dis? That's what you should say.
That's all you tell a celebrity when you meet them. And you're not even responding to them by phone. You're not even responding to them.
You're just saying, you start off with that.
Yeah. And they're like immediately like, oh, this person doesn't know who I am. This is great.
No, immediately.
I don't like being a celebrity.
That's when they immediately give you their phone number because they know that you're not playing the games. You know the way. At that point,
I think we gotta end it there.
Yeah.
Know the way. D-way.
That's it, I guess.
Yeah.
What's the timestamp? 2:47.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty solid. Good. You gotta show me those reviewers.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like they're mostly reaction videos is what they call them, and then there's a couple of them that are reviews because the reviews are like ones where they have heard the song already, or one of them has already heard the song. They're like, oh, we'll just call it a review. It's fucking hilarious. They stop it every like 20 seconds, and they're like, yo, that was dope. Like, that part was dope. It's fucking great. I love it. I never liked reaction videos. Like, they're always so stupid. They always seem so scripted, but these guys are so fucking awesome to watch. I don't know if they do like mostly hip hop or not or whatever, but I don't know how I saw it. Oh, I was watching Master of Puppets live, and then it played Fade to Black live, and then like something on the suggested was like reaction, Master of Puppets reaction. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm watching this. Because it's two black dudes listening to Master of Puppets. And I definitely listened to it. And they were rocking because it was great. No, it was One. They were listening to One, and they had never heard that song before. And they were like, oh, there's a whole bunch of people saying like, it's not like, this is when Metallica started going downhill. And they were like, this is they basically got a bunch of shit from fans saying this is like Metallica's like least heavy, one of like their least heavy songs and stuff like that. And by the time they got towards like the end, they were like, what are these people talking about? Like, it's actually super heavy and wicked tight. Like, well, what are these people talking about? I was like, what? I've never heard anybody say that either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what
nothing else matters.
They were reading.
Is like a ballad.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely less heavy songs from Metallica. One is definitely not that. So that's it.
Yeah.
Call it quits.
Call.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Bye-bye.